Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the United Gamedom podcast. This will be episode 36 for February 2nd, 2013, and I am your host this week, Derek, and I am joined by Dennis. How are you doing, Dennis?
Pretty good already. February. Damn, it's gone by really fast.
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely.
It's
And it's
crazy.
Groundhog Day today.
Yeah, it is.
Did you hear the news?
Yeah, I think he saw his shadow, right? Is that
Yep.
right? Yeah.
Punxsutawney Phil predicts an early spring,
Well, that's good.
so we'll see about that.
Yeah, exactly. That's not really accurate, but whatever.
And we are not joined by Darren this week, who is out. I believe he's busy playing Ni No Kuni.
Hmm.
Is that correct? I believe so.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's what he told me anyway.
Yeah. Sounds like a lot of people are playing that game and enjoying it.
Yeah.
I think it looks really good, but I can't get past the combat system from when I played in that demo, so I don't know. I'd like to give it a rental if I could at some point, but
I'm not
you
too
know.
big on Japanese RPGs, so
Yeah,
I'll probably stay away from that one.
yeah, that's understandable. So I guess we'll save the news for last, like we did last week. And do we want to start with
Yep.
what we've been playing?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We'll keep you throughout the entire podcast as we did last.
Yeah. All right. Why don't you go ahead and talk about what you've been playing this week?
All right, so I wasn't totally prepared, but okay. I played some Devil May Cry rather. Um, Pretty much at the end. I'm fighting the final boss right now. Had a little difficulty with the final boss, having a little bit of difficulty going up against him. He's a bit tough, and I don't really play these types of games too often.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why I'm having a whole lot of difficulty getting through him. Like I almost had him. He had just a little tiny millimeter of health left, and I got killed right before he died. So, but anyway, I'll probably finish this tonight or something.
So you
So
just faced him once, and then that was it.
no, I went against him twice. First time I got
Oh,
wiped
okay.
because it doesn't really tell you
What to do?
what to do. So I was like, what do I do here? And I was kind of wondering what to do. And then I figured it out, but it was too late. I already was pretty much dead at that point. So reloaded it,
Sure.
almost got him. He was almost dead, and sadly I died. So, but really, really enjoying the game. I really like the story. I really like Dante as a character in this game. And one thing about this game, I think it would make a really good movie.
Really?
Yeah, I think it would make a
Hmm.
really good movie. Like, get this. I can see, some sort of horror slash, not comedy, but funny type movie. Kind of like Army of Darkness or something like that. Like put
Okay.
all the demons and all that stuff in there, and
Mm-hmm.
have Dante with his
So is it
one-liners.
like kind of over the top and
Oh
a
yeah,
lot of humor in it?
oh yeah, very much over the top, and it's pretty cool. Seeing Dante and Virgil, like in the final couple of chapters, they're together and they kind of rib each other sometimes. So it's really really great seeing that whole complicity between the two of them. And yeah,
Are the previous games known for their story,
I don't
or
think
is it the
so.
combat everybody just loves, or?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the combat because I think maybe Darren can correct me if I'm wrong next week, but I think those other stories, yeah, those other games are there. There was a little bit of story, of course, but I don't think it was as fleshed out as this one. It's a reboot, so they have to put some meat on the bone, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I really
So
hope
in the combat system, is there a block or a dodge button?
there's a dodge button.
Oh, there's dodge, but there's not a
Yeah,
block.
there's
Okay.
no block. There's a dodge button. You can like roll on the ground, or what I do is I jump and I think you can press a button that makes you like whoosh, like how can I say, like whoosh in the air, like just fly away from danger or stuff like
Like
that.
an air dash?
Yeah, an air dash or something.
Okay.
So I usually use that, and you can attack while you're in the air. So of course,
Yeah.
it helps a whole lot.
Is it a fixed camera, or can you move the camera?
You can move the camera, and that's one of the gripes that I kind of have with the game, is when you're in a tight, like in tight corridor or a tight spot, the camera doesn't really want to follow you. Like, you can't really rotate the camera well.
Mm-hmm.
And that made me miss a couple of secret, because there's all sorts of collectibles and keys to find to open doors and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So that made me miss a couple because I couldn't turn the camera around and I didn't know where I was going. So it made me miss a couple of things, especially in the final 2 or 3 chapters of the game or something like that.
Hmm.
So, and there's like this puzzle at the very, I'd say that the penultimate chapter. There's this kind of little puzzle that's not very complicated, but it's kind of frustrating a little bit. So I spent a little amount of time trying to figure it out. It's not very hard, but it's just to get the whole thing aligned correctly. So you can open a door to get to the final boss or something like that. But all in all, it's a very good game. I really, really enjoy it. It's I like the feel. I like the look. Like as I said, the story and the characters. Really, really like all of that. So very good game so far. Really enjoying it.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know if there's a demo or not. Otherwise, I would try it.
I don't know if there is one. I don't think there is.
Yeah.
I haven't heard
Yeah,
anything.
I don't think so.
But yeah, it's a good game. When it goes down in price, you should check it out, or if you can rent it or something like that. It's not a very long game, so I'm pretty much, I think I'm 7 or 8 hours into it, and I died a couple of times, so so, there's that also.
Cool.
Yeah, I recommend it. It's really good. No matter what the fanboys out there think about it, I hope there's a sequel.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I'm sure there will be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna go into.
But you wonder if they're going to buckle under the pressure and make it a little more like the past games or not.
Yeah, I hope not. I really hope not. I hope they continue in this direction. If you're a fanboy, just go play. The first 4 Devil May Cries. Let the people have their new Devil May Cry. So it was well received by critics also. So
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna continue with that. Another game I've mostly spent my time between this game and Devil May Cry is 10 Million. I actually discovered this week that you could upgrade because you have your keep. Like you go back to your keep in between dungeons that you crawl through.
I don't even know what this game is.
Okay, well it's kind of a bejeweled match 3.
Is it on PC or is it on iOS or Android or what?
It's on iOS and on PC.
Oh, okay.
And it's a very, very small, light game, not very big graphics, so you can probably download it and get it and play it. It's really good. I really, really enjoy it. And as I didn't know you could upgrade your keep. Like I had no idea, so I was going along with everything upgraded to the max. And it kept saying you have to upgrade your keep to move on to the next level. So I was like, how do I do that? And then I talked to a guy at work who plays the game also, and he's like, well, on the top right you can see a button that's written upgrade when you open the window and all that. And I'm like, okay. So I go see the button. I'm like, damn, okay, there it is. So I upgraded my guy a whole lot. Now I'm having a whole lot of fun. Like when you hit a couple of chains. And they kind of chain together like 5, 6, 7, and you see all the stuff go down and all that. It's really it's fun. It's really enjoyable. And
Is there a quick look of it or?
yeah, there is a quick look of it. I think
Okay.
it's Jeff and Brad who are on the quick look.
I'm so far behind in Jump On videos.
Oh, you are? Okay.
I'll have to watch it hopefully next week.
I watched Unprofessional Fridays yesterday. Like they've been doing that. Like it's a little reminiscent of the happy hour they used to do. But now it's only.
Yeah, I watched the first. I think it was the first one where they had Castlevania and like Vinny couldn't figure out how to push over some stupid statue.
Yeah.
I watched
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, I've been watching those. I think they've been going since the beginning of the year, like 3 or 4 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday's was like 3.5 hours long.
Oh my god.
It was really, really long. Like, I couldn't even believe it. I think it finished. It was maybe like 10:15 over here, or something like that. So I was like,
Damn.
jeez, it started at 6:30 or something. So it was very long yesterday, but it's really really fun. Like they play a mix of old games. They don't play new games. They play old games.
Uh-huh.
Like yesterday, Jeff played Def Jam Icon. They played what did they play? They played Zelda, Majora's Mask. They showed the entire quick run of Zelda. I think it's A Link to the Past that they showed. There was this guy that
A
did
speed run?
Speed run, yeah. Sorry, not quick run. Speed run. A guy did it in 22 minutes, I think, or 23.
Jeez.
And they showed the entire thing. You know, and they commented on it and all that. So I really enjoyed that show. You know, I like watching it. Everybody's there and hanging out, having beers, and
That's for subscribers only, though, right?
yeah, it's for subscribers only.
Yeah. Okay.
So, which I find funny because I don't know if you got the email, but GameSpot has no more subscriptions now. Like it's free. For
I didn't get an
everybody.
email, but I think you mentioned that before.
Yeah, it's free for everybody, and you know, Giant Bomb is still has a subscription. I find that a little bit weird that they would work that way.
Yeah, I don't know, because GameSpot had been doing that for a long time.
Hmm. And they say, oh, it's useless to have this now, and GameSpot. I mean, this is useless, you know, because everybody could watch the HD videos and the E3 things that they do and all that. So
Uh-huh.
they said it was useless to have a subscription based you know, thing for them. So I don't know if Giant Bomb's
Huh.
going to do the same thing, but we'll have to wait and see.
I guess it depends on how much they need that subscriber money.
Well, they're with CBS Interactive. I don't think they need
Right.
a whole hell of a lot of money. You know, CBS is pretty much paying them now. So before I would have understood if they would have had that. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
but it's kind of weird. Nonetheless, you know, 10 million. I recommend you check it out. There's a little bit of RPG elements in there, and it's really fun. It's really cool. I'm really addicted to it. You know, I start playing and can't stop playing. So
I'll have to watch
it's really good.
quick look.
It's not a very check out the quick look. He does a good job, you know, explaining and everything. So yeah, and I've been playing some hockey, NHL 13. Not going to go too much into detail about that, but that's pretty much what I've been playing. Looking forward to Dead Space 3 next week.
So you are buying it?
I don't know. I kind of saw that last trailer that they released. I don't know if you watched it,
No.
the last one. It's you know, it puts a little bit more meat on the bone. It does look like more of a shooter than it was before, but you know, there seems to be an interesting story and all that. And I'm not sure. I'm gonna wait until the quick look, until Giant Bomb does a quick look.
Mm-hmm.
I know Brad was playing it. He wasn't there yesterday. He was at home playing Dead Space. I think they're gonna have a quick look and a review Tuesday. So
When does it come out?
Tuesday, it comes out Tuesday.
Oh, it comes out on Tuesday. Oh,
Yeah.
damn. Okay. And
So-
Aliens Colonial Marines is like, what, a week later, or a week or two?
Yeah, it's a week later, and after that it's Crisis, and so it's like back-to-back games coming out. And then you
Yeah, and
have Bioshock.
Monday is Fire Emblem on 3DS that I'm definitely buying.
Mhm.
So I'm going to be busy with that for sure.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what I've been playing. How about you? What you've been spending your time on?
Well, I had this whole week off from work,
Yeah.
but I didn't play as many video games as I maybe anticipated
Okay.
when I first started my vacation. I finished Aliens Infestation on DS, which I had started last week when I got my 3DS.
Mhm.
I finished it it was over the weekend. And if you like Metroidvania style games, you'll probably like this, though there isn't as much freedom in this game as those games. Like, it pretty much tells you where you need to go, like, always.
Mhm.
It's just not, it doesn't tell you, like, exactly the right path. It just gives you a location, like, okay, you need to go here, now figure out how to get there. Usually it's just go there and you'll see there's a path that's blocked. You, like, maybe need to find a new key card or find a new item. Like, there's if you get a flamethrower, then you can use it to burn down all, like, the alien, you know, goop that's on these doors that are blocked. You can use the flamethrower to burn down that. Or once you get, like, the welder, you can use it to cut open the welds on some of the doors that are shut, or things like that. But sometimes you'll have to go to these like underground passages. It's kind of like you blow open a hole to a vent and you go into this secret passageway, or it's kind of like a secret passageway, and you go to a different map. It's almost kind of like a exact copy of the ship you're on, like the Sulaco, but it doesn't. It's all black. You can't see where you're going. And a lot of times you have to go that way to find the path to wherever you're supposed to go. So, but I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, especially if you like Metroidvania and you like aliens, you'll probably more than likely like this game. I did really enjoy it. I think some of the boss battles are really tricky. I guess just because I'm not used to using the DS in to play like action games where you have to like dodge and jump and stuff a lot. Because I guess I don't historically play a lot of like handheld games that require a whole lot of platforming and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I really did enjoy it. I mean, and you probably would like it a lot just because it's an aliens game, because it's got the same sound effects and everything, and characters and stuff from the movies. So
yeah, I think I saw the quick look on Giant Bomb. I think they played a quick look like it's.
Yeah, there was one. Yep.
You have like 4 guys, and if your guy dies.
Yeah, you have a squad of 4 Marines, and it's kind of like it serves as like your lives. If you die, you take over as one of the other Marines. So then you're down to 3. But there are other Marines like positioned throughout the levels. They're just hanging out, and they're you find them and you say, hey, why don't you come join us, or we could use your help. And then sometimes, most of the time they'd say no if you have all 4. Well, actually all the time. If you had all 4 Marines already, then they would say no. But you could always go back there if you lost one of your guys, and they could join up with your group.
Yeah.
So I think in the end I probably lost, I don't know, like 5 or 6 Marines, and only on the boss battles. I never died throughout the entire levels, because the boss battles are actually really quite tricky. But yeah, it's a pretty fun game. If you have a DS, I would recommend it. Quickly, I'll just mention some iOS games. There's a Ghostbusters game that came out on iOS in the past couple weeks. I played that. It's by Beeline. I think they're the company that did like that Smurfs game that caused all that uproar with where kids were spending real money on that, or when they didn't realize it or something.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyway, and it's like any typical free-to-play game where you have your energy timers and stuff like that, so you can only do so many things at a time, and you have to wait, or you pay money to advance the game. You play as unknown Ghostbusters, but you can recruit the original Ghostbusters. The problem is they cost 50 gold, like the stuff you have to pay for, which kind of sucks. So you're stuck with only 3 instead of 4.
Okay.
And I'm at a point now where I could really use a 4th guy, but I only have like 14 of the gold.
Oh crap!
And I need 50 to recruit somebody else, so that really kind of sucks. It's actually kind of difficult because the battle system is you have your 3 characters. They're all on the screen, and you can, once you touch on them and then click and drag to like an enemy, it'll start they'll start shooting the enemy. So if you have to do that constantly, and you'll have enemies coming at you from all different sides, like ghosts from all different sides, and you're constantly having to move your guys around with the touch screen, and sometimes you'll end up like touching on something that you don't really intend to. Like I end up touching on one of my Ghostbusters when I mean to touch the other one, and that can get really frustrating when you're in like the harder levels, where the ghosts are really tough, or where there's just a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
So you end up touching things that you don't mean to, and the way you activate, like they have each of them has an ability you can activate, but you have to do is touch them first, and then up in the top left corner, you'll have a list of the abilities you can choose. And sometimes I'll be doing that, and I'll try and click on an ability, and like it just doesn't work. I don't know what the deal is. So that's a little frustrating for me. But I mean the look of the game and the sound is really good. I mean it uses the same sounds from the movies, the same music as well. Not just like the Ray Parker theme, but like the music from the movies, like when they're just kind of like in the background, kind of like that kind of music.
Yeah,
like that's in there, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it's basically got like the same score essentially.
Did you play the Ghostbusters game on 360?
Yeah, I really like that game a
Yeah,
lot.
it's really good. I really
It's like
enjoyed it too.
it's the best Ghostbusters game at all. You know, it's definitely the best Ghostbusters game for
Yeah.
sure.
Did you play a whole lot of the online?
I played a bit of it. Yeah,
I used to love that online. I thought that online was really fun.
it is cool. Yeah, it is.
It was really fun.
Actually, I don't even own the game. I just rented it, but I really do want to pick up a copy at some point
Yeah.
because I would really enjoy playing through that again.
Yeah.
Because yeah, you could just take your ecto blaster and just destroy an entire room if you wanted to, and you know,
Yeah.
like all the and like just the sound is so cool. I love that sound
Mhm.
that it makes when you power up and just start blasting away. It's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a free game, so you can try it out and see what you think.
Mhm.
But like, I really don't like how I can't unlock my fourth Ghostbuster because I could really use them, you know, without paying real money. And it costs like $5. If I wanted to get 50 gold, it'd be $5. So I mean, that's not too bad, but still, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, you know.
It is kind of frustrating with trying to like touch stuff that I don't mean to.
Mhm.
So because everything just kind of gets grouped together in one little clump, and you're like, oh. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I also played another game actually just today, a couple hours ago, Pixel People. I think that was just released recently. That's another free-to-play game. It looks a lot like Tiny Tower. It has like that pixel art look to it, and it's kind of like a cross between Tiny Tower and SimCity.
Okay.
So you have this like I think you're in outer space and you're trying to like rebuild Earth or something. Like Earth was destroyed and you're rebuilding Earth or something like that, I think.
Mhm.
And so you have different. You can build houses for your people and like different, you know, a police station, you know, and like a construction yard, stuff like that. And the idea is you're making clones of people, and then you have to mix the different types of jobs to create new jobs.
Mhm.
So like for example, like if you mix I don't know if this is the exact formula. Like if you mix like a mayor and a mayor, you get a sheriff. I believe that's what the formula was.
Okay.
And then if you mix a sheriff with somebody else, you can get like a deputy. So it kind of works like that. It'll tell you like when you're mixing the two, if you're going to get a new job or if you're going to get the same job you already have. So it is kind of nice how they help you along there. And I've only played like probably like an hour of it so far, but I really like the visual style. It's got that, you know, pixelated look like Tiny Tower does, and it's kind of neat to play. Like it's kind of like a SimCity style game where you're building out. You have roads so you can build for your buildings and stuff like that. So,
Mhm.
but it's nowhere near as complex as SimCity, that's for sure.
Okay.
So it seems kind of neat so far. I think I'll spend some more time with that this weekend and then next week or so. So I recommend checking that out as well. It's a free game, so
Yeah.
nothing to lose for sure there.
Yep.
I actually played a few PC games because on my anniversary, which was on January 30th, my 2-year wedding anniversary, my wife got me a Razer Naga mouse,
Mhm.
which is a high-end mouse for PC, and it's got 12 buttons on the side, so it's designed
Wow.
for like MMOs.
Mhm.
And then it's got, you know, obviously your left and right mouse button and then the wheel button there. And then it's got 2 buttons as well on the top, which I actually haven't really used because they're not very easy to get to. But I really, really like the mouse so far. And I tried it a little bit with Torchlight too, and I, you know, programmed some abilities to the buttons on the side.
Mhm.
And it seems pretty slick. I can just, you know, instead of having to reach over and press the keys, I can instead have my hand on the shift key, which will for a ranged character in Torchlight, and same thing with Diablo.
Mhm.
If you hold down shift, they'll stay where they are and they shoot instead of, you know, moving while they're shooting.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I'll have
Okay.
that on shift.
Mhm.
Hold shift, and I can press, you know, 1, 2, or 3, whatever, to use a certain ability, and then you also use your abilities on the you know, left click, the regular left click on mouse button.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's definitely going to take some getting used to, like where all the different buttons are, and like, you know, moving your thumb in a certain way. But I think it's really cool because it frees up my hand to do more things on the keyboard rather than having to use the keypad on the top. Because I don't play a whole lot of PC games, so I'm not as very attuned to the keyboard as a lot of other people probably are.
Mhm.
I'd rather just have hands on like WASD, and then free up this frees me up so I can just concentrate on that only.
Yeah.
I think that'll be pretty cool. Like I tried to play the Old Republic, Star Wars: The Old Republic, but since I hadn't played it in a while, I had to update. That took a while, and then apparently they moved my character to a different server for some reason. So they also had made me rename my character, which kind of annoyed me because I kind of liked the name I had.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to do that, and then once I finally logged in, it said, "Oh, there's new graphics settings." Apparently, they must have increased the graphics settings you can have. It was like, "Do you want to apply these?" I'm like, "Okay, sure." And then I hit yes, and then it just like froze or something, like nothing happened. So I was like, "Okay, well, I guess that's enough for now." So I'm gonna have to try that again. I'd like to try it with somebody else. If you or Dennis or if you or Darren want to try it, I would totally be up for that. So anyway, and then another PC game that I played, because I also got a wireless Microsoft wireless adapter, which allows you to use Xbox 360 controllers on PC.
Mm-hmm.
I got one of those for my anniversary as well. Actually, that came like a day after I got the mouse.
Okay.
So I hooked that up and I installed the software that came on the disc. And the first thing I played was Hotline Miami, and I used the controller instead. And that game is so much easier with the controller, at least for me, because I'm so used to the controller.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually having a lot more fun than I normally would have with just the keyboard and the mouse.
Yeah.
I think I played probably about 4 chapters, and I was stuck on chapter 5 before, and I got up to chapter 9 or so now.
Okay.
And yeah, I really do like that game a lot, especially with the controller. It's so much better.
Yeah.
It's way better.
It's fun. Yeah, it's a fun game.
I've noticed that the music is getting repetitive though. It's like I've heard the same tracks, like in the earlier levels, and I'm still having the same music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is
But
weird.
then there was level chapter 8. It was in like some club or something, like some disco club or something. That was a completely different music. And I was like, oh wow, this is cool.
Yeah.
Because I really like that music. But then like at the second I finished that level, you go to the next one. Oh wait, I've heard this track before. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
It's kind of weird.
Do you have any idea how many chapters there are in that game?
I don't know. I know there's 14 tracks because I bought the soundtrack.
14 tracks.
Yeah,
okay.
there's 14 tracks, so it's kind of. But I know what you mean with the whole repetitive soundtrack. Like you're gonna hear the same song like every maybe 6-7 chapters or something. Maybe less than that.
I think less than that. Probably like 3.
Mm-hmm.
Every 3 chapters.
It's kind of weird, but because the soundtrack has a bunch of songs on it. So
it probably has songs that you probably never heard if you played the game. I bet.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Have you listened to the whole thing? The whole soundtrack?
Yeah, I've listened to the whole soundtrack. There's
okay.
It's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. There are some songs that are kind of I don't really enjoy. Like there's one, the one when you go back to your apartment.
Oh yeah, I don't like that. Yeah.
Oh my god, I really cannot. That's the only song I think I can't stand at all. Like I'm like, oh god, this is horrible. It's horrible music. Yep. But
does it have the song that plays when you finish a level and it like tallies up your score?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, cool. I like that one the best. But I also like that club song, that chapter 8 music.
I'll have to check it out. Which one it is.
So yeah, now in the later levels, there's like these big black guys that you can't kill in just one shot.
Yeah.
Usually.
That's where I got.
It's like, oh damn, these guys are tough.
Yeah.
And you also can't throw weapons at them either to knock them down. They just keep coming at you.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's definitely a lot more enjoyable now that I have a controller.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's pretty much all I've played.
Okay.
I have a ton of other PC games that I could be playing with that, either with my new awesome mouse or with the 360 controller.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, what was odd was that after I had installed the software for the adapter, I had it all plugged in. I used it to play Hotline Miami and then shut the computer off. And the next day, I go to turn it on, and like nothing, it doesn't boot past Windows. There's just like a black screen. I was like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, you were tweeting about that.
So I was like, I wonder if it's either the mouse or if it's the adapter. So I unplugged both of them, and then it turned on fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I plugged the mouse in, and that worked. And I was like, oh, it must be that wireless thingy.
Wireless one.
I don't know what the deal is.
So did it boot back correctly after that, or did you?
After I unplugged it, yeah.
Okay. But you didn't try it again with...
No, I haven't.
Okay. That's weird.
So I don't know what that is. Also, I don't even know how to turn off the controller when you have that plugged in.
Oh, you can't. You have to take off the battery.
Oh, really? Well, that
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
So I'm so used to like holding the button down and be like, okay, turn off system or whatever.
Yeah. No, there's no.
But yeah.
There's
Huh. Okay.
none of that.
That's what I ended up doing, but I didn't know. I was just sure that there was another way to
Yeah.
turn it off, but apparently there's not. So
If you want to turn it off immediately, you just take out the battery, or if you leave it there for a couple of minutes and it turns off by itself. So I think it's.
so are you using? Do you have the same thing, or are you using that PS3 Motion Joy thing?
No, I'm using the Microsoft one. It's mine's black. I don't know if yours black as well.
Yeah, mine's black too.
Yeah, it's the original one. It's been Microsoft everywhere.
Yep.
So
Okay.
yeah, I bought it on Amazon. So, but I thought it was the Motion Joy thing, the Motion Joy, because when I got it and I installed it, I couldn't install it because Motion Joy was taking the slot of the 360 driver.
Yeah. Okay.
So I couldn't install. I had to uninstall Motion Joy and then install the driver. So,
Okay. Yeah, I don't have that on my system, so
Okay.
that's not the issue. But yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I'll try it again and see.
Mhm. It's kind of weird.
So yeah, now that I have a controller, I'm all set to play, various PC games.
Mhm.
Well, I don't even have a PC. I have a laptop. It's the Dell XPS something or other. I don't know the exact model number.
Okay.
And it's from I think when my wife got it in 2011, so it's not super old, but I mean it's probably old enough where some things aren't going to work on it.
Mhm.
So
Are you gonna have to use lower settings?
yeah, and it's like if I'm going to use lower settings, I might as well just be playing it on 360 or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So someday I do want to get like a high-end PC someday. It's just that it's $2,000 you got to spend.
Yeah, it's
for
very
something like that.
expensive.
It's just
Yeah.
nuts. I mean, I could buy a PS4 and a Xbox 720 and probably Wii U for that price.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Well. Yeah. True. Pretty
so,
much.
Anyway, I guess do we want to move on to what we've been watching and then get into the news?
Yeah, I think we should go with what we've been watching. I don't have a
Okay.
whole lot, so.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, I've been playing a whole lot of games, so I haven't been watching a whole lot of stuff, a whole lot of things. What I do is when there's a hockey game on, and I can see my TV from where I'm sitting, so I turn on the hockey and play some Devil May Cry or something else.
So you're playing something as you're watching something?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's one of the perks of PC gaming now. I can watch TV while I game at the same time, so
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. So whole lot of hockey. Actually watching some right now as we're doing this, just to have the sound off, but I'm watching it at the same time. And
So they got over their little strike, huh?
yeah, finally they got over the lockout that they were doing.
Mhm.
So they're playing 48 games usually.
How much is
season.
the normal?
It's 82 usually. So,
Oh, okay.
but they're playing like very often because they have to play all those 48 games before the beginning of April. So, like you can have like 3 or 4 games per week instead of 1 or 2. So, they have to.
Is the Stanley Cup going to be the same time as it usually is?
Yeah, it's going to be at the same time. Yeah, because they want to do
Oh, okay.
the draft pretty much at the same time also.
Oh, all right.
That usually happens at the end of June, so they want to be sure that everything's over and everything's done with, so they can go on with that. So yeah, been watching the hockey. I also watched last Sunday the Royal Rumble, which is I have to say one of my favorite wrestling, pretty much my favorite wrestling pay-per-view. That's always
Mhm.
always fun to see all those guys come in, and you always have your surprises here and there. And this one is pretty good actually. There were a couple of people, superstar that came back that I didn't really thought that were going to be there, like Chris Jericho. Darren talks about him sometimes. He has a rock band, Fozzy.
Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah.
Yeah. So he came back at the Royal Rumble, which was a big surprise. Nobody actually thought. Nobody even knew. He was gonna come back. So that was a pretty big shock. And you have like the old timers that come in and just like do maybe a couple of minutes and go out. Like it was
Well, like Ric Flair and stuff.
yeah, well, not Ric Flair, not that old. There was Goldust that came in.
Goldust, jeez.
Yeah. And The Godfather.
I don't know what that is.
The Godfather, he used to come out with a couple of girls, like he used to call him his hoe train, and a couple of girls following in the back and all
I don't
that.
remember him, no.
I think he lasted like 2 seconds or something like that. So,
Well, how much they got paid for that?
Yeah, probably a whole. Well, I know he works corporate now. Like I think he's a managing trainer or something like that. He works in the background, like a whole lot of wrestlers do now for WWE.
Oh, okay.
Like they work in the background, and sometimes they'll do a couple of little appearances. So that's pretty much it. So I watched Royal Rumble, pretty enjoyable. The ending wasn't very good. Wasn't really what I expected, and I didn't really enjoy who won. So John Cena won, which second time he does it, and he's one of the most unliked wrestling guys in WWE.
Really?
So yeah. So,
weren't they trying to make him like a big star for a while?
Yeah, they're trying to make him. Well, he's been around for 10 years now. Like they were trying to make him the new Hulk Hogan. Good guy, baby face.
But he wasn't some like gangster dude or something though.
Yeah, at the beginning he was like this rapper, like a hardcore rapper guy, and then all of a sudden they changed his image completely. Like a goody two shoes now, and all that stuff. So he did a couple of movies like The Marine and what was it, 21 Rounds or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, and The Rock came back also. He won the championship on Royal Rumble. So
really? I thought he was doing movies.
Yeah, I think he's back for a while now.
Oh, okay.
He'll probably be.
What
back
about Stone Cold? Has he come back?
No, he hasn't come back. I know he has a show on TV now. Redneck Island or something like that. That's called or something.
Huh.
Like a reality TV thing. And I think he's injured. He's too injured to come back. So.
Did he have like some issues with Vince McMahon or something, and that's why he doesn't want to wrestle, or?
No, I think he's still like he can come back at any time, but he doesn't wrestle anymore. He did have some issues with well, pretty much every wrestler had issues with Vince McMahon, so in the past. So, but I think that's settled pretty much. But he can come back at any time, but he doesn't wrestle anymore. Like his knees are completely blown. So.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so I watched that. That's pretty much what I've been meaning to watch a couple of movies, but man, I just I'm pretty much stuck in gaming. I don't really want to sit back and watch like 2 hours of movies or something like that. So, and
I'm kind of like the complete opposite. It's like, oh, what the hell do I play? I mean, I have so many games. It's like, what do I want to play? Because I know I'm playing Fire Emblem on Monday. It's like, what do I want to play? Up until then, I want to get into something that's too involved.
Yeah, I know. I know what you mean. Like
so that's why I haven't really been playing a whole lot. Just like kind of like little stuff.
Mm-hmm. Like I'm gonna finish Devil May Cry probably today or tomorrow, and then I'll be if I get Dead Space Tuesday, what am I gonna play in the meantime? It's like I don't want to get into something.
Play NHL.
Yeah, I don't want to get into something like Skyrim.
NHL 13.
Yeah. I don't want to get into Skyrim or something like that. That's gonna take my, because I don't really like playing two big games at the same time. You know what I mean? Like two big games that have stories or stuff like that. Be mixed up, between both of them, and do I play this one or that one, or what do I do? So.
Yeah.
So watched a couple of trailers for BioShock Infinite. Cannot wait for that game. That's gonna be really, really great. One of my most anticipated this year. So can't wait for that one to come out.
I'm gonna wait for either a demo or a quick look. I don't know. I mean, it does look really good, but I'm still kind of like with the original BioShock. Like I know everybody was excited for it, and I was kind of like not really into it. And then I played that demo. I was like, oh, I have to play this.
Yeah.
I have to buy this game. So.
You played BioShock 2, right?
What's that?
You played BioShock 2?
Yeah, I played the first two. Yep.
Did you like the second one, or?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. It was very different, but.
I think the gameplay was better.
Yeah.
Than the first one, but the story was not.
No, it wasn't. The story wasn't that great. but the DLC they did for that one, what was it called
That was
again?
good if I didn't have it spoiled for me.
Yeah, the Minerva's and is it Minerva's Den?
Yeah, I'm never done.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was a great DLC. That was fantastic. It was really
Yeah,
good.
it was really good. Yeah.
So can't wait for BioShock. That's next month. So we'll see what we'll get in the meantime. Maybe Dead Space. Who knows? So you've been playing. You've been watching a ton of things. I can see.
Yeah, I have been watching a ton of things. Um, I guess I'm just gonna start with what I watched last night because I was really bored and I didn't know what to do. Like I played, like I've been compiling a list of games or a stack of games that I want to sell, just because I'm not gonna play them anymore and I could use the money.
hmm
So I went. I actually had another. I have another stack that's been sitting upstairs that I've been meaning to put on eBay for a long time. I just haven't gotten around to it. And one of those games that was in there is Condemned 2, which I never really played.
Okay.
Or I think I started to play and I stopped. I was like, I'll try this again. So I played that a little bit last night and I got to, I don't know, I didn't get far at all. I was like, oh my god, this game sucks. Like the combat is just so slow and like
yeah, it is. Yeah.
you always have to block somebody before you can hit them, otherwise you're going to get hit back right away. It's just,
hmm
I don't know, I didn't like the combat at all.
Condemned one was.
But I remember when I first played it, I got way further than I did last night. So I don't know. Maybe games have like evolved so much since then
Yeah.
that it just feels, archaic or something to play like that combat system. I don't know.
hmm
But anyway, so I was looking at my shelf when I was bored. I was like, what the hell am I gonna do? I should like watch a movie or something. So then in front of my DVD shelf, I have these GameSpot DVDs. One of which I purchased myself way back in 2005.
hmm
The other ones I got for free from I think it was the Jody on GameSpot. They had a whole bunch of extra stock of like their old DVDs and they were just giving them out.
hmm
Somehow, I don't know if I got a message or if I saw like a blog post or whatever. But I said, yeah, I'd be interested in those, and so she sent me some. So I got like the 2003, 2004 E3 DVDs, and then I got some of the, like something else called like GameSpot to go, and they have other different like previews and like reviews that are on a DVD and stuff. So those are kind of cool. But I wanted to watch this one from 2005 because there's a behind-the-scenes documentary called The Electric Showdown,
hmm
and it's like an hour and 44 minutes of just all the behind-the-scenes stuff from E3. Like them like setting up to drive down there, and they're setting up their booth, and like some of their offstage stuff. Like how they have their live show.
hmm
I'm assuming they still have a live show on GameSpot.
I don't think they do anymore. No.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think they do. They used to have on the spot. That doesn't go anymore. I think they don't have any live shows anymore. I think it's all taped stuff.
Well, anyway, so they used to have their live shows that would be broadcast from E3.
hmm
Like it'd be Ryan McDonald and Rich Gallup would be the hosts back then. I'm sure they've done it since then with different hosts.
Okay,
but,
do you mean at E3 or just on a regular basis?
this is just E3 that I'm talking about?
Okay, E3, yeah, they do have the live shows, yeah.
Okay. So anyway, it's all like behind the scenes stuff from that.
hmm
All them setting up everything and all their little antics behind the scenes.
hmm
So it was pretty fun to watch again. I had watched it way back in 2005, and now I decided to watch it again just because it's kind of like, all the good old days when Jeff and Alex and Ryan and Brad and Matt Rory and Ricardo and like pretty much everybody you can think of, they all still worked there. So it's kind of fun to see all them at work again.
Yeah, that has to be cool.
Because kind of like I remember when you watched a video on Giant Bomb when Alex was first in the office, and when they moved back to the GameSpot office, and they were like showing him around, and you were saying that was like really, like you really like that because it's kind of like a nostalgic thing.
Yeah.
It's like the good old days.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Like seeing people that you haven't seen in a long time and stuff, and
Yeah.
it was like that when I was watching this. So I mean, it was really fun.
hmm
And then just like that E3, they were unveiling the PS3 and the 360.
Oh, man.
So everybody was talking about like the Killzone 2 trailer that they had at that PS3 press conference, Sony press conference, where it looked like amazing, even though it was not even real time footage. It was just a trailer,
Yeah.
a CG trailer. So at first everybody was like, "Oh my god, what is this? This is crazy! It's so awesome." So they were talking about that, and then I guess I forgot that the 360 was actually unveiled at some like MTV thing before E3.
Yeah.
And nobody really knew what to expect with that. And then apparently the code name for the Wii was the Revolution. And for the Nintendo press conference, they like showed off like the box, but they didn't even name it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I totally forgot about that. How they came up with the name after the fact, and everybody was just talking shit about the name.
Yeah.
It is still kind of like a dumb name, but everybody's just kind of used to it now. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really fun to watch that. I really enjoyed it. I didn't actually watch the press conferences, even though they're on those discs. But there's some scenes from them during that little documentary feature they had. So that was fun. I really liked that. I mean, I'm not gonna like sell those DVDs. I'll do that again in like a couple of years. It's fun to go back and think, to see how the video game industry used to be back then. I mean, that was the beginning of this generation, and now we're moving into the next generation. We don't really know what's gonna happen, but
yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like an exciting time. Like back then, it was really exciting. I know Jeff was saying during right before the PS3 conference, he said like that that's the most excited he's been like ever. So I wonder how they're gonna be feeling for this year, for these press conferences.
I don't know. He kind of looks blasé now. He's kind of okay.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's long. 2005 was a long time ago, so
yeah,
people change, that's for sure, and the whole industry has definitely changed since
yeah.
then. So that was fun. I really liked that.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. I actually watched a couple movies in theaters. First, I saw a movie called Mama on was it Wednesday the 30th?
Mm-hmm.
It's a horror movie, like a ghost story horror movie, not like Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street or like something like that. It's like kind of like The Grudge or The Ring, kind of like that.
Yeah.
I think Guillermo del Toro is either the producer or one of the writers or something on it.
Mm-hmm.
So he has some involvement. That was actually really good. It was really, really well done. Has really good, really scary moments. So if you like horror movies or like those ghost horror type movies, I would definitely recommend you go see it. Basically, the premise is this husband who's like, I don't know, he works in some, I don't know if he's on a law firm or if he works for a stock exchange or something, but apparently like the stock market crashed, so he killed two of his coworkers, and then he kills his wife, and then he takes his kids and drives off into like the country. And he crashes his car, and they find this really old, beat up house, like out in the middle of nowhere, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And he decides, like they're gonna hole up there for a while to avoid the cops or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So while he's kind of like investigating this beat up house, there's some like weird stuff going on, and then you see like he's about to basically what he's gonna do is kill himself and kill his kids.
Mm-hmm.
Right before he can kill the kids, though, like the ghost thing shows up and like kills him. So then these kids are like stuck living in this house with this ghost for like years until like I think it's like 3 or 5 years later. Somebody finds him, and then they take him out of the house, and they move him into his new house with the guy's brother, like their parents' brother. And of course, the ghost is still with them, and it's like really, really kind of weird. So I don't want to spoil anything else, but it's got some really cool moments. I definitely recommend you check it out if you like horror movies.
Yeah.
If you don't, there's some really scary moments for sure. So you might want to check it out. You might not want to see it then if you don't like scary movies. So.
Yeah.
And the second movie I watched in the theater was 21 and Over, and this was an advanced screening that we got tickets to. That was on Thursday night at the Mall of America. This movie comes out in March, and it's done. It has the same writers for The Hangover. It's a comedy. It's basically these three college students go out for like a night out of the town because one of them it's their 21st birthday.
Mhm.
So they have all these crazy, drunken antics and stuff, and then after they're done with their drinking and everything, they will need to get their friend home before 7 a.m. because his father is picking him up to bring him to this like interview where he's gonna to be like a doctor or something, to go to med school or something like that. So the whole premise is that they can't find this guy's house. Like they don't know where he lives. He lives on on campus somewhere, but they don't know where he lives, and he doesn't have his ID, so they're like constantly running all over the place trying to find somebody that knows him, that knows where he lives, and like knows his address. That's kind of like the basic setup for all the different places they go and like the crazy stuff they do. But it's not really. I didn't think it was that funny. My wife liked it, and it seemed like a lot of people in the theater liked it, but I didn't like it. I thought it was just kind of boring and just dumb and completely predictable.
It doesn't sound funny. I don't know, but
well, I'm not the greatest at explaining.
No, I know, but just the premise is like what,
Yeah, I think the main reason I didn't like it is just because the characters aren't really that likable or that funny.
Okay.
Like the actors, like you've never heard of any of them.
Uh-huh.
Like I had never seen them in anything before. Like at least with The Hangover, you kind of know who some of those people are, and you've seen at least probably like at least one or two movies. There's no real standout character like with The Hangover. Like Zach Galifianakis' character in that movie was so good, it kind of carried the movie along with like the comedy. In this movie, there isn't really anybody like that. So, I think it would have helped if they would have had maybe some better actors and maybe some better casting. I mean, some of the crazy stuff they do is like sure it's funny, but it's just these people aren't really that funny though. Yeah. That's the thing. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe check out the trailer and if you want, see. Actually, I haven't even seen a trailer, so I don't know like how much they show or how much they give away or how many of the comedy, like the jokes they give away in the trailer. But I didn't really think it was that funny. I mean, it sounded kind of funny when I just heard the premise, like, oh, it's somebody's turning 21 and they're gonna have a night out of the town and go crazy, and it's gonna be like, and then it says from the writers of The Hangover. It's like, oh, it must be halfway decent at least. But even The Hangover 2 was better than this, and that wasn't really that good.
Yeah.
So I do not recommend it. I don't even really recommend a rental, even if it comes out.
Oh.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
So, just another few more things here. I watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory last weekend when I started my vacation because I bought the Blu-ray from Amazon, and I hadn't seen that movie in a while. And it's one of my favorite movies from when I was a kid. Looks really good on Blu-ray, and it definitely holds up still, I think. Like the music is really good, and all the songs are very memorable. It's just a good movie.
Yeah.
I'm sure pretty much everybody has seen that movie, so I don't know if I need to really go into detail about what it's about or anything. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody saw that.
And it's been, parodied in so many different things by now. I'm sure you kind of know what it is.
And redone by Tim Burton.
Well, of course, yeah, and I've seen parts of that, and I thought it looks really bad.
It's not that good. Yeah.
So, yeah, and Gene Wilder is really, really good at Willy Wonka. I really like his acting in that movie.
Yeah.
Not just for the end where he says like, you get nothing, but I of course Darren sent me this YouTube video where there's some remix of that part or something.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever. But he's actually really good in the whole movie. And it's kind of, I watched all the special features. They have some interviews with some of the actors, like all the kids. They have interviews with the kids and what they're doing now. They all look completely different. And they actually had some interviews with Gene Wilder and the director. So that was pretty fun to see.
Yeah.
You like the movie, don't you? I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, it's a great movie. Yeah. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Really, it brings back, like you said, memories of my childhood and all that. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Pretty sure everybody saw that movie before. It's like very popular.
Yeah. Another movie I watched on DVD. Actually, no, I watched it on Netflix streaming because I was looking for something else to watch right after watching Willy Wonka, and I decided to watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles again with John Candy and Steve Martin. Another classic comedy, from I'm pretty sure it's from the 80s.
Yeah.
I think it's John Hughes, isn't it?
John Hughes, yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
He does, he's iconic for a lot of the different movies to come out in that period. So, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
And definitely, like I say again, it's a very well known movie. I don't know if I really need to go into plot or anything, but I really enjoy the movie. It's got great acting, and I love John Candy. He's one of my favorite actors, and it's a shame he's no longer with us. So
yeah, he was great in that movie also.
Yeah. Two more things here, and these were all rentals on Redbox. We got some free codes during the week. I think it was on either Monday or Tuesday. So we rented Pitch Perfect and Snow White and the Huntsman.
Okay.
Snow White and the Huntsman we watched first. That is a kind of like a fantasy drama with Charlize Theron, who plays the evil queen. Kristen Stewart, who plays Snow White, and was it Chris Helmsley? I think he plays the Huntsman, the guy who played Thor.
Yeah, Chris Helmsley.
He plays the Huntsman.
Yeah.
I really, really like the set design and the costume design and just the whole look of the world that they created in this movie and like the special effects. But the acting on behalf of Kristen Stewart is just horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, she's
like
a
she has
actress.
the same look on her face the entire movie, basically.
She's a horrible actress.
It's kind of like,
yeah,
just like, oh my god, like why would you cast her in this? Like Charlize Theron does a really good job as the Queen, and Chris Hemsley does a really good job as the Huntsman.
Yeah,
but she's horrible.
Yeah, I know. Okay, she's popular because of the freaking Twilight movies, but she's a really horrible actress. I don't know.
I mean, why would you cast her in this? Just because she looks pretty or something? I don't know.
She's not even that pretty, in my opinion. But, yeah.
Anyway, the movie was definitely brought down by her acting.
She always looks dumbfounded, like,
Yeah, I mean, she can't act, I don't think, at all.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, I mean, like I said, the special effects and all, like the set design, the costume design is great, but like when you have this horrible actor as the lead role, it's just kind of like, oh god.
Yeah.
That's
one of the reasons why I don't want to watch it.
It's too bad because it looks great.
Yeah.
And even Charlize Theron does a really good job as the evil queen too. So.
Yeah, I like her. At least she knows how to act. It's been proven.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, if you kind of want to watch something that looks really good, but you don't really care about like any of the actors, I guess.
Yeah.
Watch this. So I don't know. It's too bad because it looks really neat. Like if you see the trailer, there's some really cool stuff that they show off in that, and it's unfortunate that the acting by the lead character is so bad.
Yeah.
Last thing, I watched Pitch Perfect, which is a comedy. It's kind of like they took Glee, like the concept of Glee, and turned it into a movie, where you have this college and there's a club for was it acapella, where they have no music, they just sing like with their vocal cords, And there's actually in this college there's like 3 or 4 different groups all competing for the same crown, like the best acapella in the nation or something. I don't know if they really have that in reality or if it's just set up for this movie. But and it doesn't have anybody that's well known at all. The only actress that I had seen before was in Bridesmaids. She was one of the roommates of the main character in Bridesmaids.
Okay.
I don't know her name.
Like that chubby.
Yeah,
girl?
She has blonde hair and she's like a chubby lady. Yeah, that's her, and she's in this movie. She's not the main character, but she's in this movie.
Okay.
It's actually really funny. I really enjoyed it. I was surprised. I wasn't sure what I was gonna think about it, but I actually really enjoyed it, and I'd watch it again. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
And like some of the musical performances are good too. Like the main character she's kind of like a DJ, and she does all these like mashups, where she like mixes up songs into other songs, and creates a new song, and so she kind of brings that to the competition with acapella, like they're mixing up different songs together. to make new ones, and I don't know. It's pretty good, and it's really actually a lot more funnier than I thought it was going to be. So
Okay.
I would rent it for sure at least.
Okay.
If it was way funnier than 21 and Over, that's for sure.
I've never heard of this movie.
Even though 21 and Over is like this like raunchy R-rated comedy with
boobs and
nudity and like swearing and shit, but actually there's hardly any boobs. There's mostly men's asses and penises in that movie.
Okay,
so.
well, yeah, that's another reason.
So if you want to see that, then go see 21 and Over. But yeah, Pitch Perfect. I think it was only PG-13, but it was way funnier than 21 and Over.
Mm-hmm.
So. I don't know. Do you have any other questions?
No. I mean, no.
Okay.
Is Pitch
That's
Perfect?
pretty much it for me.
Is Pitch Perfect like kind of a step up, like those movies? Step Up, but with singing instead of dancing.
I don't know.
You've seen those movies?
I haven't seen those.
No.
I don't plan on it either.
No.
It's kind of like I said. It's kind of like Glee, but like a movie form. So you have the main character. She joins this club, this a cappella group, and they practice, and then they compete to win at, like the nationals.
Okay.
In the meantime, she has all these relationships with characters, and then there's this guy that's in this other group that she kind of likes. It's just some really funny moments in the movie. I don't want to spoil any of the jokes, but
I've never watched Glee, so I don't know. I know about Glee, but I've never watched.
I've watched the first few seasons of Glee. I actually do kind of like it.
Okay.
Mainly, well, if a lot of people probably don't like it because like the musical performances.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's got some good drama in there too. But I would agree that I don't like the musical performances when they're doing like current stuff like pop that I don't even know what it is. But they used to do a lot of like Journey and Bon Jovi and stuff like that, and like I like that. So I mean that's fine. But lately they've been doing a whole ton of pop, and I just I don't really like it. And then a lot of the characters like graduated, so now they're having this new set of characters, and it's just not really the same. But
okay.
Yeah, Pitch Perfect it's a pretty good movie. I would recommend. It's got some good character stuff going on, really good jokes and comedy and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
Cool.
So I guess we will now get into the news, or do you want to go with the launch dates first?
I guess we could go to the launch dates. There's a couple that were announced. Soul Sacrifice for the PlayStation Vita will be released.
I don't know what that is.
Me neither. Will be released on April 30th. I think it's an RPG, if I'm not mistaken. So
I don't know.
I really, I just put these down, folks, to inform you. I don't know what the hell that is. Fuse. I know that's a shooter that comes out on 360 PS3, but it's been pushed back to after April 2013, because of the whole, because of what happened with Junction Point. I think they're related to them or something like that, or the game's produced by them. Or
I don't even know what Fuse is either.
Okay, that's a shooter. I know it's a shooter, like a sci-fi shooter. Terra on PC will be free to play starting on February 5th. So when is that? Next
Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah.
It's an MMO, right? MMORPG?
Yeah, is it a MMORPG in space or something like that?
No,
It's set in
I think
space?
it's in space.
You sure?
Isn't this the one with like the characters that are like half naked, and there were some issues with like the underage characters or something?
That could be. Let me just.
I know there's a quick look of it.
I think so.
Yeah, it is an MMO. It's a fantasy themed RPG. Yep.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. You are absolutely right. So that will go free to play on February 5th. Defiance is coming out on Xbox 360, PS3, and PC on April 2nd. I will tell you what that is in 15 seconds here.
Another game I don't even know what it is.
Defiance is an open world shooter MMO from Trine Worlds.
On 360? Wow.
Yeah, it's based on...
So is there a monthly fee then?
Probably is, yes. There probably is a monthly fee on that. It doesn't say free to play, so. Uh, there's a TV show on Sci-Fi based on the files.
Oh, okay.
So
it's probably shitty.
a game that I do know what it is, Grand Theft Auto 5, and we'll talk about that a little later on also in the news, has been pushed back to September 17th. It's coming back on 360 and PS3, of course.
That is the news, isn't it? That it's been
That
delayed?
is the news, yes. You want to go into detail right now, talk about that? Or?
Sure.
Okay, so
Yep.
the news is that it's been delayed for 4 months because, as you know, Rockstar has usually releases their games in May. I think it's been like this for, a couple of years? Ever since Vice City, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But now they pushed it back to September 17th. They released a statement, I think. They said, "We know this is about 4 months later than originally planned, and we know that this short delay will come as a disappointment to many of you, but trust us, it will be worth the extra time." Then they go on to say, GTA 5 is a massively ambitious and complex game, and it simply needs a little more polish to be of the standard we, and most importantly, you require. So, what do you think about this? Do you think they've delayed it because they want to put the Wii U in there? They want to put a Wii U version and a PC version? Or do you think they delayed it to release it on the next-gen consoles? What do you think?
I don't know. If it comes out in September, does that mean that the next-gen consoles come out in September?
Or somewhere around there. Like they'll probably
I suppose they probably just... Don't they usually take a long time to make games anyway? So maybe they just do need the extra time.
Yeah, but... Yeah, wasn't it... I don't know. It's kind of weird that they push it to September. So I'm guessing... My opinion is that it's going to come out on PC and Wii U. That's why they needed.
I'd be surprised if it came out on Wii U.
You would? I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Has there ever been a Grand Theft Auto game on a Nintendo system?
The early Grand Theft Auto games, maybe.
Really?
Maybe. Well, there's been the Vice City stories and the did it come? I think that, or was it the other one? The Chinese one, that came out on the God damn it.
Was that a GameCube or something?
No, not GameCube. It came on the handheld, which I cannot remember for the life of me what the name is. 3DS, not 3DS, but the Nintendo DS. Wasn't there?
Really? I don't know. Did it?
I think so. There was a Japanese. I can't for the life of me remember the name of it. Tales from something, but I cannot. It came out on a Nintendo handheld. I know that for a certainty, but I cannot remember. I'll look it up while we maybe go through other...
Chinatown Wars?
Yes, there you go.
Okay, yeah, that was on DS.
Yeah, there you go. Chinatown Wars.
Was that like the old Grand Theft Auto ones, though? Or was that more like the current ones?
It was like the old ones, like a 1 and 2. Like
oh, okay, so it
down
wasn't like
look and all that.
Right.
So
maybe that's why they can get away with it. Was it M? Oh, yeah, I guess it was.
Oh, yeah, it was M.
Mature rated.
Yeah, there was blood and all that. Everything.
But have they had like GTA 4 or San Andreas or Vice City on a Nintendo system?
I don't think so. I don't think they came out on those consoles.
Yeah.
But it's a new generation, and Wii U, they were saying that they want to get more nitty gritty now with more, mature games, I guess. So I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if it came out on the Wii U, and I wouldn't be surprised that's the reason for the delay. At all. So we'll just.
Well, you think that they could just release it on like the current systems and then release the Wii U one later?
Yeah, but it's Rockstar. They want to make money.
That seems to be the case with most
Yeah.
release strategies. Well, like like all the Wii and Wii U ports always got released later.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Because 3 months is a pretty long time, so that's a long ass time to work on a game. And from that trailer, it looked pretty finished to me. But whatever, you know, we're not in the. I'm not producing or developing games, so I have no idea. Um, Grid 2 is a racer game that I am pretty sure I played the first one. It was pretty good. It comes out on 360, PS3, and PC, May 28th in North America and 31st in Europe. Have you played the first Grid game, Derek?
no.
No? It's a pretty good racer. It's fun. It's a fun game.
Is that like the Dirt, or like the same people make Dirt?
Yes, it's the same people that make Dirt, yeah.
Or is that the one where they have like all the text is like this huge, like really creative way on the screen? Is that game?
Yeah, it's Codemasters. It's the guys from Codemasters. You know,
Okay.
their menu system is always really awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that
No, I haven't played.
you haven't played
I
it.
maybe have played a demo, but I definitely haven't played the full game.
It's a very good game. It's
Of
pretty
Grid.
good. It's not Forza or whatever, but it's still pretty good. It took them a long ass time to make a sequel, but it's coming out now, I guess. Killzone Mercenary comes out on the PlayStation Vita September 17th, North America, and September 18th in Europe. So that's Killzone for the PS Vita, which I have absolutely zero interest in. But how about you?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be buying a Vita to play Killzone.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So,
That's for sure.
and one that you added here is Killer is Dead, coming to North America and Europe this summer. No exact date.
Yep. No date, but this is a game from Lollipop Chainsaw's Grasshopper manufacturer in Suda51,
Mm-hmm.
which will be coming out over here and in Europe this summer. It's actually, have you seen the trailer at all?
I've seen parts of it. Yeah, I've seen.
It's really like stylized, over the top action game where this dude has he's like he's a hitman or an executioner or something, and he's got this robot arm
Mm-hmm.
and he uses a sword and stuff. It looks pretty crazy.
Yeah,
It looks pretty good though. So I mean, those Suda51 games are always
over the top
pretty
crazy.
unusual,
Yeah, exactly.
but fun. So
Exactly.
I'll probably check that game out.
Yeah, I'll see how it goes. I've heard of it, but I haven't played any Suda51 games, so maybe I will. Who knows? Who knows?
Did they do No More Heroes?
Yeah, No More Heroes looked really awesome. No More Heroes looked really good. I would have played that game, but I didn't have a Wii.
I like that game, but I don't like the motion controls
Mm-hmm.
because it's on Wii. I just can't get used to that.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole motion that you do to, put some energy, I think, in your weapon or something like that. Looks like he's.
Well,
jerking off.
that and then just doing the basic like finishing moves you have to do. You have to swing the Wiimotes around and stuff. But they did release a version on PS3 of No More Heroes, although
Yeah.
I think there still is some 6-axis stuff where you have to move the controller around, but maybe that'll be a little easier. I'll have to check that out. Because like that whole setting and the whole visual style of that game is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, why don't we move on to the news, which we have quite a few items this week, just like last week. Did you want to mention the first item here, or?
Yes, we'll briefly mention this first article of news. Heavy Rain composer Normand Corbeil, which is French, died at age 56. He passed away from pancreatic cancer. He composed the music for Heavy Rain, and also co-composed the music for Indigo Prophecy, and was working on Beyond Two Souls, music-wise. He also composed, I think, he was nominated for an Emmy Award in 2003 and again in 2006 for his music composition on Hitler, The Rise and of Evil, and human trafficking. Yes. So he also earned a his Heavy Rain score earned him top music accolade in the 2011 British Academy Video Game Awards for original music. So sad news there. I think you told me you haven't played Heavy Rain.
No, I haven't played or seen anything that he's been involved in.
Okay. You should definitely play Heavy Rain. It's a good game.
I played the demo and I didn't like it because of all the QTE-like systems.
Yeah, but it's not that bad, honestly.
I couldn't get into it.
Okay.
I even had difficulty completing the demo.
You interested in Beyond Two Souls or?
I don't know if it's gonna be like Heavy Rain, then I'm not gonna.
Probably, yeah. So.
But if it's a different system, then I would probably maybe check it out. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I know Indigo Prophecy is not like that, is it? It's more like an adventure game.
Yeah, it's a little bit more of an adventure game. I actually downloaded that game on my 360 and never played it.
Okay.
I downloaded, I bought it, and I never tried it out. That's after I played Heavy Rain. I thought to myself, I want to play this, see how it is, but I never got around to do it. So, but I heard it's a pretty good game also. So, yeah. So, sad news to start off the news, I guess. But some more interesting news on your side.
Yes, some good news involving Vigil Games, who we discussed last week, did not have a buyer at the THQ bankruptcy auction. It sounds like, apparently Crytek, who is the developer for Crysis, has opened up a studio in America, and they have confirmed that all 35 Crytek USA employees are former Vigil Games developers. But it does say, in addition, Crytek USA will not develop any future Darksiders games, and the company will not be housed in the former Vigil Games office. So, that's not good, I don't think.
Okay.
Because I know your thing says we'll work on no Darksiders, but here it says, in addition, Crytek USA will not develop any future Darksiders games.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's unfortunate. I mean, it's good they got jobs, but that doesn't sound like they're making Darksiders.
Well, they said it would work on the new Darksiders, no? No? Or...
No, I'm looking at the story.
Okay.
And there's an update at the top. It says in that first paragraph is where it says they will not develop any future Darksiders games.
Oh, okay. They put an update since I put that news article down.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's too bad. That's too bad then. It's cool that the guys, got some jobs, but it's too bad that they're not working on
definitely
Darksiders.
But they're not doing Darksiders.
Okay. That was good news at the beginning of the week when I posted it down there. So, yeah. Okay. Well, too bad.
So I guess they got some confirmation there. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not working on Darksiders, so.
I don't know if that franchise is going to die now or.
Doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
It must have done really, really bad in sales.
Yeah.
Really bad. If nobody wants it, nobody wants to make another game. Jeez.
Yeah, that's.
I thought it did okay, but wow.
But
I wonder if there's a way to just look up sales numbers on a game.
I don't
know.
I think you can.
There's a news story here from November of 2012 that says 1.4 million copies of Darksiders 2 has shipped, but they shipped 5 million of Saints Row the Third at that time. So definitely not as good as Saints Row, but yeah, I don't know. We'll have to look into that. I'm just kind of curious. Why don't we just move on to the next item here?
Okay. Hold on a second. I'm just gonna, typing while we're.
Apparently, Tomb Raider is not going to be on the Wii U.
Yeah, yes, exactly, yes. Tomb Raider, a creative director says upcoming action game will not coming to Nintendo system due to ambition to deliver same experience across platforms. So, if we read a little further along, what they say about this is I'm always a fan of the Nintendo systems. In particular, they really push interface design, and from a game design perspective, it's fun to play with new interfaces. Hugh said, but having that said, it's something that I think we would want to tailor the experience to if we were going to do it.
So they either don't have the time or don't want to develop a Wii U version because the system is so different, or because the graphics are not as good, or something, or what?
Yeah, I don't.
That's my reading.
That's I think that's pretty much what they're saying here. It's like it's it's different. If continue reading here, he says all three other consoles and PC versions are really trying to deliver roughly the same experience, but delivered best on each platform. And I think something like the Wii U often asks you to do something unique based on a unique interface. That's something as a gamer I love, but it's something you don't want to do half-heartedly as a developer. So they don't
want to do it on the Wii U because it's going to be so different than the other games, and they don't want to half-assed the experience.
Yeah, exactly.
With like the whole touch screen and all that stuff, I guess.
Yeah. So they don't want to, do a half-assed Tomb Raider game on the Wii U, and they just said, okay, we will skip the Wii U and, see if this game sells well. Then if it does, we'll do a Wii U version and a sequel or something.
Well, I don't know, are people upset? I mean, is there any comments about it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to think of all the thing, I mean,
are there people out there that have a Wii U and they do not have a 360 or a PS3 or a PC?
If there are, well, I don't think there are a lot of them.
I don't think so.
So, not to bash on the Wii U, but if you have a Wii U, it's pretty much certain that you'll have a PS3 and a 360 also. So, I don't know. I think it's in the best interest of everybody that they don't do a half-assed Tomb Raider and just.
Yeah, they don't do a terrible port.
Mhm. Exactly. So. Anyway, that's what's up with the Tomb Raider Wii U version. There won't be any. So.
Okay.
I guess the other news article is Prince of Persia paused. They decided to pause the series. Ubisoft Montreal CEO says a company has put the series on hiatus while it brainstorms new ideas. As soon as we have something to show, we will. So they've decided to put the Prince of Persia series on a little timeout here. So
it's because that movie flopped.
I don't think it's because of the movie.
And the game.
Yeah, it's probably because of the game. Which one was the last one? The
Forgotten Sands.
Forgotten Sands, yeah. That must not have sold a whole lot, so they probably said.
Is that the one where people were saying it's really easy and you never die, or is that the one before that?
I think that's the one where you have a girl following you everywhere.
Yeah, and if you fall down, she just
lifts you
picks
up.
you up and lifts you up. Yeah.
I've never played a Prince of Persia. Well, I played the first Prince of Persia game, but that's pretty much it. I haven't played anything else Prince of Persia, so I couldn't really say. They say they're putting the brand on hold, on pause, until they think of new stuff. But I think, in my opinion, they're putting it on pause because they want to concentrate on Assassin's Creed, probably. Because
that sells.
Yeah, exactly, and it pretty much came from Prince of Persia. It's pretty much Prince of Persia with more action and not time bending things, but I think it sells better and it's a well-known franchise and all that. So I think they'll just concentrate on doing Assassin's Creed for a little while. So I don't know. Prince of Persia, I probably didn't get much attention anyway since Assassin's Creed.
I've briefly played that one that was on the original Xbox way back, where they had the whole time bending thing where you go, if you mess up, you go back in time or something. I played a little bit of that one, but I never really got into it.
Yeah.
So I don't have much experience with Prince of Persia, that's for sure.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
Moving on, we have some other unfortunate news, and another studio is closing down.
Yeah.
Junction Point is now closed, which is the developer for the Epic Mickey franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And in addition, Warren Spector is leaving Disney altogether.
Yeah.
So I know the original Epic Mickey didn't do so well in sales, and it sounds like Epic Mickey 2 did not do that good at either.
Mm-hmm.
Which is too bad. I remember watching the quick look, and it looked like it was really, really bad frame rate.
Yeah.
In that game,
especially on the Wii U. Yeah.
That's really kind of inexcusable.
Yep.
But just reading a little bit of this quote here, it says, a representative from Disney says, "It was with much sadness that we informed our teams today of changes to our games organization, which include the closure of Junction Point Studios. We are extremely grateful to Junction Point founder Warren Spector and the Junction Point team for their creative contributions to Disney, and with Disney Epic Mickey and Disney Epic Mickey 2. And they later confirmed that Warren Spector has left Disney altogether.
Yep.
It sounds like Disney's probably going to be focusing on that Disney Infinity thing, which is that knockoff of Skylanders,
mm-hmm.
where they're using all their Disney characters and doing the same thing, where you have like a portal and you're putting a little action figure or toy on the portal and you're bringing them to life as it is, in the game.
Yeah.
Which, assumably, will probably make them way more money than Epic did.
Yeah. That's for sure. That's for sure. So.
It sounds like Epic Mickey 2 and Power of 2 only sold 270,000 copies by the end of 2012.
That's what I'm looking at right now.
That's pretty bad. That's even worse than Darksiders 2, and nobody likes Darksiders 2, apparently. So
yeah, that's pretty horrible.
That was pretty bad sales numbers there.
But I don't think a whole lot of people like Epic Mickey. But
I think I like the concept of it, but it sounds like the games just aren't really that great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It probably, it didn't sell well, got bad reviews.
Yeah.
So I think the first one got bad reviews also, so, that's pretty much a sign of the end.
That's too bad, but like I said, if you get bad reviews and your game doesn't sell, then it's hard to keep a studio open.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So anyway, that's bad news, I guess,
So yeah, probably not going to be any more Epic Mickey games anytime soon, if ever.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think there's going to be any more Mickey games. I think it's pretty much done now. I think we're done with that. So
yeah, maybe they'll just have a Mickey figure in this Disney Infinity thing, and then people will just have to play with that Mickey.
Yeah. Well, Disney Infinity, they can do a whole lot of stuff with that. We talked about it. I think you weren't on the podcast when we talked about it, but the license, the Disney license, and you put in there Lucas, and George Lucas's stuff, like Star Wars and Indiana
they own Marvel too.
Marvel also. So they can do a whole lot of stuff with this Disney Infinity thing. It's going to be pretty huge, if you ask me. So, yeah.
It could be, yeah. I don't know. Nothing in that trailer really looks interesting to me. It also sounds like you can't take any character you want and put him in any level you want.
No?
Like, you can't take, like, the guy from Monsters, Inc. and put him into the Pirates of the Caribbean level or something.
You sure about that?
I heard that somewhere. Like, they don't want to, like, screw up the world or something. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's what I heard. So that sounds like the complete opposite of what that whole Disney Infinity thing is about, though. So maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look that up.
I thought
look that up later, but
I thought that was the point of these types of games.
Yeah, like I think there's like a big overworld that all the characters can kind of go into, but when you buy like these add-on packs that have like the the Pirates of the Caribbean world or the Cars world, you can't take the other characters and put them in that world, I think.
Okay, well that's kind of if that's the case, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah, that is kind of dumb because you'd think that that's what people would want to do.
Yeah, of course.
Kids would want to do.
Yeah, kids want to bring Star Wars guys into the Monsters Inc. stuff or stuff like that. So, but anyway, we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty sure that Disney Infinity is going to sell tremendously well. So
It probably will, yeah.
we'll.
I mean, like the initial stuff they showed is like Monsters Inc., Incredibles, and Pirates of the Caribbean. It's like, I don't really have any affinity for any of those.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if they're gonna put Star Wars and Marvel stuff in there, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Or like Toy Story and Wall-E and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That'd be great. But
Well, it's
with
pretty much
what they're showing so far, it's like,
It's going to be, well, you see Toy Story in the trailer. You see the guys from Toy Story.
Yeah.
Not sure if you see Wall-E, but I think Eve's in there somewhere. But anyway.
Oh. Well, anyway. Moving on.
Moving on, yes. Rockstar would like to do a sci-fi GTA. They say it's very tempting to do a science fiction GTA. But what they say is they need a good reason to do it first. So, yeah, Dan Houser, the vice president, said one of our strengths is the consistency of the game world. He says we're not necessarily the best writers in the world, but we know how to write a video game. And so he goes on to say, talk about Red Dead Redemption. He says he chose Western because we knew we had something to say. We have no interest in going into science fiction for the sake of flying cars and laser guns, he said. So kind of interesting to see if they get a good story and a good a good motive to do something in outer space. It'd be interesting to see what they do. It's GTA, so it could be cool.
Yeah, it could be really cool.
Could be cool. That's just like a random piece of news, but it's interesting to see that they're actually thinking about that and doing a sci-fi GTA. So would be cool. Next article is Medal of Honor franchise taking a rest. So what? You want to
apparently the Medal of Honor Warfighter did not do well, so EA confirmed that the series will take a break while the company plans new ideas.
So another series.
Quote here, it says, "We have not announced a new project for the Medal of Honor development team, although there are other projects in development in LA and throughout our EA studios." The company says, "Medal of Honor is a great franchise with a storied past. We recognize and appreciate the value of the franchise. We're going to give Medal of Honor a rest while we plan its return. We haven't made any decision on how or when it will return."
It's a re-return because it disappeared.
This was the return, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was the return actually.
Or like the second game in the return or something?
Yeah, exactly. Like they did the reboot.
So now they're gonna reboot it again.
Yeah, they're gonna reboot it. So I don't know.
Wasn't Medal of Honor known for being so like lifelike or realistic or something?
Yeah, supposed to be
with
realistic.
The sound design and like the way like the guns worked and everything.
Exactly.
Because I remember playing the PlayStation 1, a couple of the PlayStation 1 games, and I remember like the sound especially was what was really cool about that.
And the Warfighter, Warfighter game, they actually licensed gun companies, to have like the realistic guns and everything like that. So yeah, they want to make it as realistic as possible. So
Weren't they trying to, in this game, weren't they trying to make it more like Call of Duty or Battlefield or something like that?
I think Call of Duty, pretty much.
Like, did it have multiplayer? I don't know.
I think they did. I don't really remember a whole lot about that game, but I think they do have multiplayer somewhere. Every shooter has multiplayer pretty much. So, but I think they're probably saying, well, we'll give Medal of Honor a rest and concentrate on Battlefield probably. So, because Battlefield makes them a whole lot of money, that's for sure. So they'll probably put all the stock into Battlefield and see what happens. So another franchise that disappears for a while. So I guess I played the reboot, the first Medal of Honor that they rebooted a couple of years ago. It was pretty good. It was alright. It was an okay shooter. A whole lot of scripted stuff, but it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
It seems to be the norm now for shooters, doesn't it? Scripted stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Pretty
Like
much.
Homefront has that. I'm sure Call of Duty has that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much scripted.
Does Battlefield have that? I don't know if Battlefield does.
I don't think so. Battlefield is more like a...
They're known for the multiplayer, but they have that single player that's in there too, and that new one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, did I play that? I can't remember.
Battlefield 3.
I think I did. I can't remember, but
I think you probably did.
Yeah, I probably did somewhere.
I don't remember for sure, but
so if I don't remember,
sounds
it's
like
not a
something
very
you would have
memorable gameplay experience. So anyway, they're known for their multiplayer anyway. Single player, not so much. So.
Right.
Next up, Splinter Cell Blacklist's torture scene removed from the game.
I don't know what this is.
They actually had a torture scene, a player-controlled scene where Sam Fisher wrenches a knife through enemy to get information cut from upcoming game. It got a negative reaction from probably the QA. So.
Is this all like? Is there video of this thing, or is this just a story that we've?
It says here
now?
the scene in question below is from an August demo, in which Sam Fisher wrenches a knife into an enemy's clavicle, with a button prompt emerging, tasking players to thrust the knife to obtain intelligence. At the end of the scene, player chooses whether the enemy lives or dies. So. So they go. Who says this? Producer and.
Yeah, I'm looking at that video. It's 10 minutes long though, so I don't know where that is in that video.
Yeah. So Andrew Wilson went on to say, definitely we are not going to see when the game's. Wow, this is very badly written. When the game comes out, that there are torture scenes in it. That scene is not there anymore. I've not really heard anyone say they loved it, so. So that torture scene is not going to be in the final game. I don't know what the big fuss is. But, I mean, why? Maybe yes, it play tested horribly, but I don't know. Why would you remove it? I don't see the...
I'm watching the video, and if you go like about a minute and a half, that's where it starts.
Okay.
He's like undercover as some, I don't know. He looks like he's in the Middle East or something, and he's like holding his hand over this guy's mouth and stabbing him with the other hand, trying to get information from this guy.
Mm-hmm. Is that so bad?
There's some commentary from the developer on like, oh, Sam will do anything he needs to get the information he requires or something.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like that big of a deal, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not like it's really gruesome or anything either, so.
Yeah, I don't know why people are freaking out for that, but it's been removed, so we won't see it. If you want to see it, go look at the video like Derek is doing and check it out.
Yeah, it's we were looking at a GameSpot story, and there's a 10-minute demo that apparently was done a while back.
I think it was done at E3, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember that part of it in E3. It could have been from E3 though. Yeah, you're right. I don't think it was. It wasn't in the press conference though.
No, it was in the stage demo, I think, that they did for GameSpot.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, in any case, I guess people are upset about that.
Yep.
So.
Well, it probably QA'd badly, so they said, okay, well, we're taking it out. Don't want to, infuriate people. So. Well, it's kind of ridiculous, but whatever. Moving on.
Yeah, we got some Dead Space 3 news. There's some new modes that are going to be available in the game.
Mm-hmm.
A permadeath mode. It sounds like there's a classic mode and a hardcore mode. In the classic mode is single player only, and gets rid of the crosshairs and resource management elements, which they're saying will make it feel more like the previous games.
Mm-hmm.
And in the hardcore mode, you have 1 life for the entire game.
Holy crap.
Mentions in Dead Space 2 hardcore mode, you had 3 lives for the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
But you got like really powerful weapons for that. So
Yeah.
there's also a classic New Game Plus mode, as well as a pure survival mode, where everything in the game has to be crafted. Enemies only drop resources, there's no ammo, health, or weapon parts to be found.
Wow.
You'll have to choose what to craft every time you see a bench. Upgrade, medpack, plasma core, that think fast, there's a waster right around the corner, I don't know what that means. I guess it sounds kind of cool that they have different modes you can try out. I don't know if this classic mode is really going to be like the original games, though. They've taken out the crosshairs. The first 2 games had they didn't have crosshairs, but it would show you. You have like a laser sight for your your plasma cutter and stuff. You know where you're aiming.
Yeah, I don't remember crosshairs.
No, maybe in Dead Space 3, maybe there's crosshairs. I don't recall that from the demo. Huh.
Me neither. But yeah, that's weird. Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah, and there's you can also get Mass Effect 3 N7 armor.
Ooh.
For Isaac, if you have, I think is it a pre-order bonus, or maybe if you have to have a save for Mass Effect 3 or something on there.
Yeah, probably.
It's probably a pre-order thing.
Maybe.
Or something.
Yeah.
There's actually a picture of it. It looks like regular Dead Space armor with like the N7 logo, and that's it. It doesn't really look all that different.
Okay.
Maybe the texture is kind of like the N7 stuff, but it still looks like Dead Space 3.
Mm-hmm.
Or just Dead Space, that kind of style for their for the plug suit.
I like the suits in 2. There were great suits in 2 that looked really good.
Yeah, there were a lot of really cool ones.
Yeah.
Yep. So you're still waiting for the quick look before you buy this game? Right?
I watched the new trailer that they released last week. A little bit more story elements in there, and the story looks very interesting. But they show gameplay naturally in the trailer, and it looks more like a shooter.
Well, if you played the demo, it's definitely a shooter.
Yeah.
There's nothing in there that is like their first 2 games, in my opinion. Okay. But you could try it out.
Yeah.
Maybe if you tried the demo, you would be less likely to buy it.
Maybe, who knows? Maybe, probably. I'm still waiting on the quick look from Giant Bomb, because that pretty much gauges my interest in a game now. Not even a review. It's like if the Giant Bomb quick look interests me or not. If it makes me want the game or not. That's how I'm gonna gauge. I've pretty much gotten a whole lot of games because of Giant Bomb quick looks. So.
Yeah, like the Syndicate quick look. That was like probably, for me, one of the only ones.
Yeah.
Where I just ran out and bought a game just because of the quick look.
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw that, I was like, dude, this game looks awesome, and I just freaking bought it right away.
Yeah. And
I think I told you to buy it. I don't know if you bought it right away, but you did buy it soon after.
Yeah, I did buy it like not very long after that.
Yeah.
But you hadn't heard anything anywhere else about that.
I didn't even know what the heck that game was, and I was like, what is this? This looks cool,
Mm-hmm.
There was no, I don't recall seeing any preview coverage or any trailers or anything.
Yeah, exactly. So, we watched a quick look and then go, oh crap, this looks great.
Yeah.
This looks awesome.
Yeah.
So that's how.
But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Dead Space 3 will turn out okay. But
yeah.
I don't know. At this point, I don't have any hopes for it at all.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm gonna. If you get it, I'll probably get it on console so we can do some co-op. But if you decide not to get it, I'll get it on PC. So we'll see how it goes with that.
Yeah, and if I do get it, I'm definitely not gonna buy any limited edition.
Yeah.
I did that for Dead Space 2 because it came with a quote-unquote replica plasma cutter. But the thing is like tiny as hell, and it's like a piece of crap.
Okay.
I was hoping that it was going to be like a nice thing, but no. It's really shitty.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the thing with some of these limited edition games are just, the stuff you get are just crap.
It's just garbage. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like a torso. God.
The bikini torso, yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing that's
Christ,
gone
that's
now.
so stupid.
They're gonna do a Johnny Gat torso.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Saints Row.
People probably wouldn't complain about it as much with that, but
Yeah, Saints Row. They
at
would have
least
said,
there's some,
"Oh."
there's some like story, like humor to that, because he's dead. So
Hmm. Yeah, he's a zombie now, so whatever. Speaking of
yeah.
Saints Row.
Speaking of Saints Row, I actually almost played the DLC because I bought it when it was on sale.
Oh, you did?
The the
Okay.
trouble with clones and the gangsters in space.
Hmm.
I bought it, but I haven't played it.
Those aren't too bad. They're okay, but I mean, compared to Saints Row, the third, it's meh. It's pretty regular stuff.
Hmm.
So, well, you got them on sale, so I guess you can
Yeah, it was like 280 points for each one or something like
you
that.
can
So
you can see for yourself, but I don't think
pretty cheap.
fantastic. Um, so speaking of Saints Row, Volition had 6 interested buyers. As we know, they were bought by what's the fucking name of the Cock Media, Koch or Cock or whatever.
I don't even know how to pronounce that for
Coach.
sure. Yeah, the Deep Silver developer or
Yeah.
publisher or whatever. Yeah.
Hmm. So they were finally bought out by these guys, but they had a couple of other companies interested. Warner Brothers, Electronic Arts, Take-Two, Ubisoft, Koch Media, and unnamed group from Chicago all competed for
Huh.
the sale of Volition. So it's cool to see that that well it boiled down to Well, I'll call him Coach because Cock doesn't sound too good. It does go with Saints Row, but Coach Media and Ubisoft. It boiled down to them. Those two. Coach Media paid 22.3 million, and UB had a 5.4 million on the table. So
Billy bid 5.4 million. Holy shit.
which is fucking weird because you get Saints.
So how did they end up going from 5.4 million to 22.3 million?
I don't know. Deep Silver must have said, "Oh, we want this game," So
Huh.
you know.
Weird.
What may change, talking of that, speaking of that, is Volition's name. It may become Deep Silver Volition,
Okay.
which kinda, I was scared when I heard about that, and now I'm even more scared when I see
Yeah.
that. Deep Silver Volition.
It's like they're gonna take over and be like, all right, this is our game now. Fuck all you guys. We'll do what we want with it.
That's exactly, that's what I said. Hey, if they're Deep Silver's taking over, and then now are they going to take over from Volition? And I was thinking, is Volition going to let them take over and all that? And seeing that name there kind of scares me a bit. So
Mhm.
I don't know what's going to become of Saints Row. So it's kind of scary. I think it would have been better if
Now I think it would have been better if they did that Enter the Dominatrix DLC by itself.
yeah.
Because who knows what's gonna happen now? I mean, are we even gonna get that in the next game or what?
Yeah. Are they going to tone it down? Are they going to put a ton of zombies in there? What's going to happen?
Yeah.
I think it would have been better if Take-Two actually bought it.
Maybe. Yeah.
They have Saints Row.
What's also interesting in this story is that they did not acquire Red Faction.
Yeah, exactly.
So Red Faction is still in limbo.
Yep. I know the last game didn't sell well and apparently wasn't very good, but that's still
No.
a very viable trademark. Red Faction.
Yeah, the first two games on PS2 and then Guerrilla was really good too.
Guerrilla was awesome. Guerrilla was a great
Yeah.
game.
It's a great game. Yeah.
They just fucked it up with the Was it Armageddon? The last one?
I think so.
Yeah, they fucked it up with that one. Apparently, it's not very.
Yeah.
It's not very, very good. So yeah, Deep Silver Volition. So let that boil in your mind a little bit. Think about that. We already talked about GTA 5. I guess we can skip to something that's going to happen February 20th.
Yes, Sony is announcing something
Yeah.
on February 20th. Something related to PlayStation.
Announcement of an announcement of an announcement, as you
Yeah, I don't know.
put it.
Maybe. There's actually this story on Polygon where their sources are saying that they will actually be unveiling the next PlayStation on that date.
Hmm.
And it will be shipping this holiday alongside the next Xbox.
Okay.
I'm just going to browse through here. It's like the Wall Street Journal is reporting that sources have told them the console will come out this holiday competing with the next Xbox.
Hmm.
I mean, if the Wall Street Journal is reporting that, they probably have some pretty good sources. So,
Yeah, if it's the Wall Street Journal,
well, that's a big time
yeah.
newspaper. That's not, piddly video game websites.
Yeah, exactly. So
So,
I think those sources
actually,
are...
there's an update on the story from Microsoft.
Okay.
Let's see what they say. We welcome innovation in the category. It's an amazing time for the industry and an even better time for Xbox 360 owners. At Xbox, we're focused on making the content you love even more amazing, including blockbuster games and new entertainment experiences. We're always thinking about what's next for our platform, but we don't have anything further to share at this time. So, no Xbox stuff coming out, but sounds like they may be announcing the PlayStation 4 at this event on February 20th.
Yeah. Did you watch the video that they...
The 45-second video with just a bunch of triangles and X's and O's and squares flying around and stuff?
Yeah. I think you see a hint of a console there
that.
somewhere. Don't you? You see hardware? Did you see that?
I didn't see anything.
No? Kind of...
For a second there, I thought I saw a cube.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what's this? Is this gonna be PS cubed or something? I don't know. But I think maybe that was just a square or something, just in a different angle.
Oh, probably
I don't
PS
know.
square? Probably?
Well, yeah, because the controller has, triangle, circle, X, square.
Or they could call it a PS square. PlayStation square.
Who knows? PS squared, yeah.
Yeah. That would be a good name.
I don't know. I hope they do announce new systems this year, because I think I've never actually purchased a console at launch, but I think if they do announce them this year, I'm probably going to purchase either a PS4 or a Xbox 720 or whatever they're going to call it.
Oh, you are?
I think so, just because I'm really, really excited for a new system.
Mm-hmm. I've never purchased a system on release, but upon release, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait a while. I don't know. It's probably we're gonna know a whole lot more at E3 this year.
Yeah.
E3 is gonna be really exciting this year.
Oh yeah.
So
definitely.
Compared to last year, which was utter shit, in my opinion.
Pretty much.
But
Pretty much. Yep.
yeah, I think this year is going to be very exciting, especially with the new Xbox, the new PlayStation. The Wii U is probably gonna announce a whole ton of stuff also.
Well, you would hope so.
You would hope so, but it's
No.
Nintendo, so you never know. They could come out and say, "Oh well, yeah, we got games coming, but we're not telling you what it is." So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Or they could do something really weird and announce DS Micro or something.
Yeah, something like that. Some new hardware, like a very tiny DS that fits in the palm of your hand or something. So, who knows? But it's going to be an exciting E3. It's going to be an exciting E3. I think it's going to be really cool. And I think if Sony announces on February 20th the new PlayStation, I think Xbox won't be too far behind with the new console. So probably at the beginning of March or something like that, mid-March, we should know about those two consoles already. So, and
yeah, people need to start saving up money to buy them. So
yeah, save up money for the holidays, alongside all the gifts you have to buy. Buy yourself some consoles. So, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess, what the future holds, as Sony says. Other subject, other news. THQ made massive mistakes, says Ruben.
with the U-Draw.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, it's pretty much mentioned here. So, former president says the company had every chance to survive if it weren't for mistakes like U-Draw and haphazard and inefficient approach to deal making. So, yeah, of course they talk about U-Draw, so that's pretty much He says, I think it is incorrect to attribute THQ's predicament with overall changes in the industry. To be sure, all AAA publishers have been under pressure, but THQ had every chance to survive had it not made massive mistakes. So, these mistakes, Rubin said, occurred well before he was brought on board to lead the company in May 2012, and included incredible losses associated with U-Draw and wasted capital on the cancelled Warhammer MMO. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's true. Okay. So THQ exited the children's game business and came too late, and that Homefront, as well as other inferior titles, quote unquote, could have been better. So.
Yeah, they spent a shit ton of money on marketing Homefront and didn't sell.
Yeah, I remember that.
They wanted, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think I saw that commercial like 20 fucking million times. Like when I was watching wrestling on Monday night, it would come on like 50 times. That fucking commercial where they're in the bus and all that. And God damn it, I think I saw that commercial I don't know how many times. So, yeah, and Homefront isn't a very good game in my opinion, so I can't understand why somebody would pick up Homefront and just say, fuck you to Darksiders and, to a Red Faction.
Yeah, I don't know. That's true. That's a very good point.
So it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird how the industry goes. I don't know if they think they can make Homefront better. Because to me that was a once in a, one game shot, not a trilogy or something. I know that, like Jeff Gertzman said, when they start a franchise these days, they start a franchise thinking of a trilogy. So, thinking they're going to do 3 games for that certain game, certain franchise. So, I don't know how you can do a trilogy with Homefront, unless you go, through time. I guess I don't know. I really don't know how they can do that, but
it seems like an interesting setup. It's like an alternate future where Korea is like taking over the U.S. or something.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it is, North Korea?
Yeah, it's the premise is interesting. The story is pretty good, but it's the gameplay that's really horrible, in my opinion. So, and that fucking helicopter thing that I could not get past, no matter how I tried, it's just really, really bad. So, yeah. I guess, that's and U-Draw. Well, who the fuck bought U-Draw? So.
Nobody, apparently. And they spent like a shit ton of money on it.
Oh yeah, they spent a whole lot of money on it. That was a huge mistake on their part. I think that fucking killed the company pretty much. Because Saints Row must have got, Saints Row the Third must have made them a whole lot of money. That game. So, I don't know. I don't know what happened. But anyway.
It's a perfect storm of bad decisions.
Yeah. Exactly. So, got some news about The Walking Dead?
Yeah, so that first-person shooter Walking Dead game with that shitty trailer that looks like it's on a PS2 with bad textures. They're actually moving the release date up from March 26th to March 19th.
19th
which is
or
really
16th?
surprising.
You wrote 16 here.
Oh, did I wrote 16? Okay. I'm looking at the story. It's the moved to March 19th.
19th, okay.
Which is a week earlier than previously announced.
Okay.
I guess that's really the big news, but I'm really surprised that game is... They're pushing that up. I mean...
Yeah.
I originally thought maybe they were doing that because of the new season or the rest of the season, but that's not until February 20th, so that's going to be either done or already in progress by the time this game comes out.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're lining it up to like the end or the season finale, like, oh, now you can go play Walking Dead Survival Instinct or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, pushing it up. Is it going to be even more shitty than what they showed, or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Because it looks really bad, like really bad.
Yeah, it's like, hey, it's ready, so here we go. I don't know. I really don't know. So.
Yeah, I wonder if the story is somehow related to the TV show, or if it's just like its own thing, or what. I don't even know that.
Well, I read somewhere that it was Merle and what is his name?
Because Daryl
Daryl and Merle.
is in it.
Yeah, I think it's Daryl and Merle. They have to go through. It's before they met. They met the others in Chicago, Glenn. And
Oh, okay. So it's a prequel or something.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Or maybe it's based on what happens after the mid-season finale. Who knows?
Well, and that mid-season finale doesn't look like anything is going on. I mean, for those two characters in particular, nothing good is going to happen to either of them. I don't think.
Yeah, that's what I think also. But
So who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that game looks bad, so I'm surprised that they're pushing it up.
TV show is very different from the comic books, so who knows? Maybe.
Well, yeah.
Who knows?
All right, moving on. What do we have? Some
Yes.
Mass Effect 3
It's Mass
news?
Effect 3. Yes, Mass Effect 3 news. Everybody's favorite game from last year.
Yeah.
Unconfirmed Reckoning multiplayer DLC to bring 6 new co-op story missions to Mass Effect 3. So, this new co-op mode, likely to be released as future DLC, will incorporate players' single-player progress, including Paragon Renegade points, reputation choices, and major decisions made throughout the campaign. So,
I don't even know how they can do that though. Like when everything's just finished.
I really don't. Yeah.
I mean,
it's kind of weird. I don't know how they'll do that. So it goes on.
Maybe it's gonna be like the Brad situation where if you haven't played the game at all, it'll be very beneficial to you because it'll be like a fresh experience.
Yeah.
But for people like us that have completed it, going back to play story DLC is just not the same.
Yeah, the description reads, the Day of Reckoning is nigh. The Reckoning multiplayer expansion brings 6 new, never-before-seen co-op stories and missions to the game and new co-op gameplay modes. It provides 4 new maps to conquer and hazard variations of the Earth maps. It also enables reinforcement packs that offer new kits for the Solarians, Krogans, humans, and Volus. In-game reinforcement packs now include 3 new weapons: Chetkram Launcher, I don't know what that is, Bloodpack Punisher, and Addis Anti-Synthetic Rifle.
Well, that just sounds like the standard co-op multiplayer stuff they have in the game right now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's... They're saying it's like story-oriented stuff.
Well, it says there's co-op story missions and new co-op gameplay modes.
Yeah. So I think they're probably doing something like Halo 4 has, like their Spartan Ops thing or whatever. That they, you can do story missions in co-op, but it's not. It has nothing to do with the.
It's not part of the main story.
Exactly. So are you gonna play like a Solarian and a Krogan, going along and just doing stuff, story missions or something?
Who knows?
In the universe. So. Doesn't say anything about Shepard, so probably is going to be something different. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what kind of DLC that is. But I know you haven't played any DLC for Mass Effect, right?
Just some of the multiplayer DLC.
Okay. Nothing of the single player.
Nothing, no story stuff. No.
Okay, I haven't touched that either, so. Kind of left a sour taste in my
mouth. It sounds like some of it's pretty good, but
I kind of don't.
Like, I have a hard time going back to that universe and those characters with the way that ended.
Yeah, I think you have to reload a save from 2 hours prior to the. Is it 2 hours or something like that? Prior to
like an hour and a half, 2 hours, yeah.
Prior to the end of the game, I kind of don't want to do that. So, I kind of don't want to go through that 2 hours again.
Well, that's to see like the new endings, but I think if you want to play like the Omega or the what's the other one? The Leviathan, you'd be loading up from your last autosave, which is right before the last, mission basically.
Okay, so you just reload that and go. Okay.
Yeah, so you go from there.
Okay.
So you're going to a different location. But if you want to see the extended ending, then yeah, you have to play through that whole end sequence again, which is like like 90 minutes.
Mhm. Yeah,
So.
I kind of don't want to do that. So I still need to look at that online. Still
Yeah, I haven't watched it, and I'm not really
not really interested in
planning
it,
on it. I guess.
Yeah, kind of understandable. Kind of understandable. So, speaking of DLC, we're on a DLC trail here at the end of the news. 5 more DLC packs for Sleeping Dogs due by March. That's a whole lot. Due
Yeah.
by March, that's a whole lot. So I haven't read this. You put that down. I don't know what it's about.
Yeah, it sounds like some of them are like those, like new outfits and stuff like that, but there's also some new single player stuff, like story missions. There's one called Year of the Snake DLC that will introduce a new set of missions that take place immediately following the main storyline.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Wei rejoins the police department in a struggle against the cult of the snake, a group seeking to cleanse the city in preparation for the end of the world.
Mm.
Pack will also add tear gas guns and electric shock pistols, as well as new outfits and abilities to Wei's arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Movie Masters pack that gives you 3 new outfits that will give them a boost to his martial arts skills. There's another story-based add-on called Wheels of Fury. It gives players access to the new DZS-90 supercar, outfitted with armor and firepower. Shen will have to race his new vehicle against the 18K drug smuggling organization and can upgrade it with the items obtained after completing each of the pack's missions.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
And there's one Law Enforcer pack, which adds a police department gear for Wei, including 2 policeman outfits, 5 police vehicles, and a new weapon. And then the Monkey King pack, which allows you to have an outfit kind of like the Monkey King from the classic Chinese novel Journey to the West.
Mm-hmm.
You can wield a 2-handed staff,
Oh.
and it comes with its own stat buffs and special vehicle.
Okay.
And that apparently this pack, the Monkey King pack, was selected for inclusion by the Sleeping Dogs player community on a poll on its official Facebook page.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's 2 single player story things and then a whole bunch of these extra little side deals, so that's cool.
Yeah. I need to go back to that game. I kind of want to play the DLC. That's already out.
Yeah, it was on sale on like 21st of January for 1 day only, and I was going to buy it, but I forgot to.
Yeah.
Like the Nightmare North Point one was on sale, and then there was a pack of like all the other packs, and like a big grouping of them all for like 320 points,
Mm-hmm.
when it normally would have costed you like 800 or more points to get those, so I was going to buy that too, but I forgot. But yeah, some of this stuff sounds pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah, it does.
I do plan on playing this DLC at some point.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually some screenshots of like that Monkey King thing, and then there's like the police outfit where he's got like a police motorcycle, and then there's some like this must be the car with like the weapons. It's got like laser cannons or something on the top of it. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw the screenshots. Looks really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a really good game. It's definitely a really good game.
Oh yeah, it is. I'm happy to see that they're enormously supporting it with all these DLC packs.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of it's just like outfits and crap, but at least you're gonna have 4 in total. You'll have 4 single player add-ons, so that's cool.
Yeah, exactly. It looks pretty cool. I need to go back to that, play the DLC. So I really need to do that somewhere down the line. But yeah, it's a great game. My game of the year, 2012. So there you go. I guess finally, you could talk about the. We touched upon it in another podcast.
I don't know if you guys mentioned that Skyrim DLC is finally coming to PS3 or not on a past episode.
Yes,
I wasn't on.
Yeah, when you weren't on, we mentioned it. But if you want to talk about it, go ahead.
Okay. Well, now they have actual dates,
Okay.
release dates for the DLC. Dragonborn is going to be released on February 12th to PS3, Hearthfire on February 19th, and Dawnguard on 26th. So this month, February, is going to be all Skyrim DLC coming out for your PS3 owners.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Definitely good for anybody that
Exactly.
was
Yeah.
hoping for the PS3 version to get the DLC. So
Yeah, everything comes out pretty much at the same time.
I don't know what took them so long. What the deal was. with these versions.
I really don't. They don't go into specifics, saying why it took all that time. It's kind of weird, but at least they're getting it. At least it's coming out now. So
Oh, I should mention this is only for U.S. The dates for Europe are still to be determined.
up in the air.
So if you're in Europe, you'll still have to wait a little longer.
Yeah, I'll go buy a 360 or get on PC.
Well, you'd be better off with the PC version. That's
Yeah,
for sure,
exactly.
but
Yeah. If you have the PC,
360 version will work too.
yeah, if you have the PC to handle it, go ahead. I would definitely have bought it on PC if I had my machine back then. That's for sure.
Yeah.
With all the mods and everything, I looked at some videos of all the mods that are out there. Oh my god, it looks fucking fantastic.
Mm.
One mod I would get for sure is that Macho Man Dragon mod.
Oh, that thing. Yeah. There's probably a whole bunch of weird, crazy stuff like that
Yeah.
that we don't even know about.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely. If you don't have the game, go get it on PC.
If you have a PC that's capable.
Yeah, if
of
you have
it.
a PC,
Yeah,
it can run
definitely.
it. Yeah, of course.
Like I would almost buy a PC just to get Skyrim and all the mods on it, because you can like completely transform that game.
Yeah, completely.
Same thing with like Fallout or Oblivion.
Yeah.
There's tons of mods for those games too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sleeping Dogs has a whole lot of mods. Pretty sure they
Does it?
probably does.
Hmm.
I'm guessing. I know GTA 4 has a ton.
Yeah.
The Ice mod, I actually downloaded that. Wanted to go back into GTA 4, but never got to it. The Ice mod that makes the game.
What's the ice mod?
It makes the game look really awesome. Like
It's just like a visual. Okay.
yeah, visual upgrade and all that. And I saw some YouTube videos about it, and it looks really fantastic. It looks really great.
Oh.
So
I guess when you say ice mod, I'm assuming that the streets are all covered in ice and everybody's just like sliding all over the place.
oh man, with the driving in GTA 4, that would be catastrophic. Jesus.
Yeah.
Bad driving in GTA 4? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that would be great. But, probably there's a mod like that somewhere. So, yeah.
And I hope there's some Far Cry 3 mods. Sounds like there
Probably
hasn't released any yet because there's no mod tools or something, or it's difficult to mod. I don't know.
Probably, well, I don't.
Because that game would be really cool with mods too.
Yeah. All the things you can do, hunting and all that.
Yeah, add new animals and
hmm
maybe add a new island or something to it. That'd be cool.
Yeah, maybe. I know DLC's coming for that game. I don't know when, but I know it's.
Yeah, do we even know like what it is or anything?
I don't think so. I haven't seen anything on Far Cry 3.
Because there was that DLC where you could buy like all of the pre-order DLC in one bundle
hmm
for 800 points. I almost bought that.
hmm
It sounds like it has some single-player stuff, but most of it's just like either weapons or outfits or something.
Well, there's that one single
Or not
player
outfits,
mission,
but,
I think, right?
And probably just mostly weapons.
hmm
But I don't know. Yeah, I would like to play some DLC
hmm
for Far Cry 3, definitely.
Yeah, of course, if it has, if it's completely separated from the main story, I would like to try it out because the main story wasn't that good. So
Well, yeah, I don't know how they're gonna continue it on because it's very different depending on what you choose at the end.
yeah, kind of like Star Wars. Star Wars.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Force
Force Unleashed. Yeah.
Mhm. So, yep. Well, we'll have to wait and see if other mods come out from or DLC or whatever for other games, I guess. So that's it for the news, right? Is that it?
Yeah, we don't have anything else. I think
Yep.
we covered quite a bit there.
Yep, that's a whole lot of news for this week. Do we have anything else to talk about? We're at the
I don't think so. I mean,
2 hour.
have you guys done a music segment, or did you do a music segment when I was gone?
No, we didn't. No,
No.
we
Okay.
just did that with you when you were there.
I will actually do want to talk about music for a second because I went to see Devin Townsend again. I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast.
Okay.
It was on January. I think it was on the 14th. He played at Mill City Nights, downtown Minneapolis. I had never been there before. kind of a smaller club.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool. It's got an upper level and a lower level, and then like a mid level.
Okay.
So when you walk in, you're on the mid level. You can either go downstairs or upstairs. And if you go upstairs, there's like kind of like a balcony thing almost, but it's not like a balcony you'd see like in a theater or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a smaller balcony, but it's got some tiered rows. There's like 3 rows where you can have people standing on each row, so you can each get a good view. That's pretty fun. We actually went upstairs for the show and watched the show upstairs, so we can avoid like the mosh pit and stuff downstairs.
Yeah.
And you get a better view of like the band and everything, so it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And he played the same set basically that we saw him previously play, which was I don't think it was in like August or September of last year for his Epic Cloud tour for his latest album. He basically played the same set, just like not as many songs. So he played the same songs, just not as many as his last time.
Okay.
And he wasn't the headlining band. It was this band called Gojira. They're kind of like a death metal hardcore band.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're French. I don't know for sure, but I think they're French.
Okay.
I haven't really listened to them much, but a lot of people were there just for Gojira, I was really surprised because I didn't know they had that kind of following. But everybody was excited for them, and I was just there for Devin Townsend only.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually didn't even stay for Gojira. We watched like the first couple songs. It's kind of like not really into their music too much, and we just left. So
Okay.
But the Devin Townsend show was really good. His performance was great as usual. There's actually another band that played before him called Atlas Moth. I had never heard of them. They're from Chicago. They're kind of like progressive death metal, I guess. They were pretty decent. So
Okay. That's cool.
that was freaking cold that day because we took the light rail instead of driving downtown and parking. We just parked at my friend's house, who lives like just outside of downtown, and we drove to the light rail station there and just hopped on and took that downtown because it's cheaper. It's it's $10 to park downtown. Otherwise, you pay like $2 for a ticket on the light rail. So
Mm-hmm.
so that was cheaper to do. But it was like the light rail. They didn't run as often as it normally does because it was like 11 o'clock at night. So we were standing out there in the freaking cold, waiting for it to show up, and it was pretty cold that night.
Mm-hmm.
It's been pretty cold here lately too. Like it's I don't know what it is right now, but yesterday it was like 5 or 10 below.
Okay.
And the day before that it was like 20 below with the wind chill.
Yeah, it's very cold.
This is Fahrenheit. I'm talking,
Mm-hmm.
not Celsius, but looks like right now it's 8 degrees Fahrenheit. So I don't know what that translates to Celsius, but it's been cold lately.
Sounds cold.
But it was weird because we had like one day it was like 40 degrees one day, and it was like raining, and later on at night it turned to ice, and then now it's just like freaking cold again. It's really weird.
Yeah, you guys have pretty much the same temperature as us. Like it was really hot. Really hot. It was maybe 10 Celsius or something, 12 Celsius midweek last week, and then all of a sudden overnight goes down to minus 12 or minus 15.
Yeah.
And then it's like up and down everywhere. It's just crazy. But it's been a very cold winter here also. So
it's been really kind of weird. It's been some days there was a stretch where we had a lot of 30-degree days, which was like just about freezing or just above freezing. So a lot of the snow we had melted.
Yeah.
And then it got super cold again, and then it snowed like 2 or 3 inches. So now we have a bunch of snow on the ground again, and then it's just been cold for a while. So yeah, it's been really weird.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I think the groundhog. Did he see his shadow? So it's going to be an early spring.
I think he did not see his shadow.
He did not.
So I think that means it's an early spring. I can look it up quick.
Yeah, I think.
No shadow, so spring is early?
I think it's early. Well, I think it's different everywhere in the fucking world, because I looked at Canada, and it says here, let me hold on a second here. Groundhog Day 2013, early spring predicted by Canada's prairie prognosticators. So apparently we're going to have an early spring here in Canada, according to our groundhog, I guess.
Well, you have your own?
I think we do, because it says Canada's furry procrastinators.
Huh.
Prognosticators, not procrastinators. Sorry, but yeah, it's
Because Punxsutawney is in Pennsylvania.
yeah. Well, maybe it's different. It's different from place to place. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but yeah. Well, I have.
There's on this news story here. It says since the groundhog's first prediction in 1887, Phil has seen his shadow 100 times and not seen it on just 16 occasions.
Oh.
So most of the time he does see his shadow.
Mhm. And most of the time, I bet spring comes really late. So, yeah. Well, I don't know.
It's all folklore, though. It's not like
Yeah,
it's
it's folklore.
accurate or
It's
anything.
bullshit, pretty much. So, uh, you know, Cuda, great if we get an early spring, but you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. So, yeah, I guess that's. Is that it for the show, or do you want to talk about other stuff? Or
I think I'm good. I'm probably gonna go watch Groundhog Day, unless you want to play a game or something.
I don't know. I don't know which game we could play. I don't know which game we could check out. On the
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll think about it, I guess.
So, yeah, you want to wrap it up since you're the host?
So anyway, that is it for this episode of the United Gamedom podcast. Thank you for listening, as always. I have been your host this week, Derek, and you can follow me on Twitter. It's GigaStormZ.
And I'm DBoyDead on Twitter.
You can also leave us reviews on iTunes, where we have all the shows available for download. We also have a group on Facebook, United Gamedom Podcast Group. You can search for us there and post comments or news items or anything, and we'll respond. I know there's been some talk about the PS4 announcement on there lately, but
Yeah. Travis.
not a whole lot of activity on the Facebook group lately. So
Travis has been posting a couple of things. I think he's
Yeah.
the one who kept that keeps the group moving, I guess.
yeah, we haven't. We've done a kind of a poor job of
Yeah.
posting stuff there. So
We have.
Anyway, that's going to do it for this week. Thanks again, and we will talk to you next week. Hopefully, Darren will be back for next week. So we will see you later.
See you later. Bye-bye.